Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. Think of all that time. Those hours no one else every sprint in the summer. Every wait in the winter. Every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
Seems like no nonsense guy. Like he's
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman, what did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
Looking to get into Smith. What a pass! That's game! Danielle Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
A career year, and like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by a thread.
As true as day is night, my friend. Death, taxes, and the Chicago Bears losing to the Green Bay Packers. It's what it is. It's what it's always going to be.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking moment. We'll take it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Put him in there.
His back the
Put him in there.
okay?
Who the heck is that guy?
Deflected good, help defense from the Warriors. Oh, what a pass! And Kuminga throws it down! This could be the pass of the year so far. You might watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
Mr. Announcer guy. So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The boys are back. The boys are live.
Welcome,
Military
welcome.
Broadcast Radio until the final whistle.
What's up?
Some housekeeping in order. The boys went and did some veteran gift baskets with the OG Stokely with MBR yesterday. How'd that go, guys?
That was pretty fun.
That was great.
Fowler Point. It's a pretty nice facility over there.
Yeah.
It was a good time, though.
It really was. We had a couple other DJs from around NBR there with us. Dale was there. Jerry from Trace Around's podcast. Vicente from the Revel Experience.
Cool.
It was a good time. Yeah, Stokely was there.
He's
Really
not going to
ni-
sue us, is he?
Nah, really nice dude. We
Cool,
did tell him
yeah.
that we're watching you with the F bombs. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
still not. He's not
didn't
happy
have
about
much
it.
Yeah,
say
man,
about
Stokely's gonna fire me next week, guys. So
Yeah. Nah,
if you see my
he's a nice guy.
resume on Indeed-
He'll wait until after the holidays. to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. There you go. You got to fire me on a Friday, so I have the weekend to stew over it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just go to TikTok.
But it was great, man. Just seeing a lot of those vets just lighting up, like, oh wow, this is for me. A lot of them were like, some didn't know who Stokely was, or didn't know, didn't recognize him at first. But a lot of people got pretty
they're
excited
to
when
see
they were
him
like, oh
there.
my god, like there's a
And
former
a
wide
player.
receiver
Yeah,
player here.
no kidding.
It
Yeah.
was great.
Cool.
They played a little cornhole with one of these guys. Dude, like, sunk a game, like a game winning shot. It was
Nice.
his birthday too. It was
Heck yeah.
a good
Made
time.
to be.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah,
exactly.
Good time.
they're getting stuff signed for him. He gave some signed photos. He
Sweet.
signed this guy's guitar.
That's
That was
awesome.
pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
It's a pretty nice little custom guitar that he had
Yeah.
built too. So
Yeah.
it was good. Good for them.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
Good to give back to them.
Anytime
They
you can help
deserve
some
it.
vets in need, man, that's
Yeah.
always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you can just help one of those dudes, like, have a good day, it's a success
Exactly.
for sure. Shout out NBR for doing that. That's super
Yeah.
cool. That's super awesome that you guys did that.
And
Looking forward to doing more stuff like that in the future as well.
oh yeah, we need Jimmy Covers in there next time, so we get some prime trolling.
Oh, they
trolling
would
them.
have kicked me out by the first hour if I'd have known there was a Bear fan up in there with Stokely. We definitely. I'm not here today. If that happened.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. No, I would have played fair. No, I would have made it fun. No, I definitely would have made it fun. But it is what it is. But we got all sorts of sports for you today. We're gonna do
Yes,
a
we do.
Monday night recap. We got some NFL pick'em. We're definitely gonna get into some college basketball, maybe some other sports later. We'll see what Mercury has up his sleeve. Maybe some AFC NFC team builder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that we
well,
did that you mentioned last week. We're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants. Jimmy Covers got his truck almost stolen, so we're battling.
Yeah. It's been an eventful week for
It's
us.
been
really
been an
has.
eventful week. We don't really have much on the docket other than that we're just gonna make this show awesome because we're awesome, and Stokely's not gonna sue us, so we have another
Yeah.
week. So we're good to go there, man. We did our quota. We're good to go. Nobody's gonna sue us. The boys are buzzing. How was Monday Night Football? That was a great game.
Actually, yeah, really
liked
good game.
That was a good game.
I liked it.
It
Came
was.
down to the wire. All you can ask for.
Yeah. Bart,
Bengals, man, they won, but ew.
I mean,
It
you're
has just
you're in
been
a
a
rock
rough-
fight with the
just a
friggin'
rough
Dallas
year.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
If you're the
with
Dallas
Cooper
Cowboys,
Rush in there.
you can really skip over 3/4 of this football game, a punt with 2 minutes left, and the Dallas Cowboys are getting the ball with 2 minutes left with a drive to win it in a tie ball game. And you-
muff it.
And you muff it and you give the ball back to, a team that was pretty much scoring at will in the second half with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Ends up being the game-winning touchdown when Joe Burrow throws a touchdown pass to Jamar Chase. Kind of was thinking in the moment why he didn't go down and just run the clock out. But with the way that these games have been played out, you can't just rest on a field goal nowadays.
Win it.
You got to go frickin' score a touchdown.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think that's sort of being communicated now behind the scenes where it's
Well,
like,
and especially
we
with,
can't rely on kicking a field goal.
yeah, with the Cowboys too. It's like, what are you going to do? Kick it deep, put them at the 30. They need what? They got Brandon Aubrey, so they need what? 20 yards,
Right, basically.
25 maybe.
He's good. He's been
That-
good
that
for
guy-
61 multiple times. in his
He's made
career.
a 65 yarder this year.
Yeah.
Like, so you're not leaving that. You don't want to leave it up to that guy's leg.
Right.
So what are you going to do? Kick it to Kevontae Turpin?
Yeah.
I don't
and
want
he's
to do
electric.
that.
I don't want to do that
Yeah.
either. Even if you kick it out of the back of the end zone, they're set up at the 30. 20, and Cooper Rush played a decent game.
Yeah,
He
Played
really
a decent
did.
played a decent game. Had but the Bengals get a much needed win there. Keep their I think they had before the game, it was like a 2.8% chance of making the playoffs. I think this went up to a whopping 3.5%, boys.
Woo!
So the Bengals, I mean, if the Miami Dolphins lose out the rest of the season and the Bengals win out, they could finish with the same record. It's going to depend on division outcome there, with who has a better division record. And both of them are trash in the division. So, we'll see.
The Dolphins might get the advantage there because they got swept by the Bills, but they've already beat the Patriots and the Jets one time. They'll probably beat them again if I had to imagine.
Yeah.
Jets and Patriots are pretty terrible. But if you're Cincinnati, I mean, so you're telling me there's a chance.
So they're telling me there's a chance, baby.
There's a chance at 5-8.
Yeah. Joe Burrow went 33 of 44, 369 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Really no rushing game much for the Cincinnati Bengals. Dallas Cowboys and Rico Dowdle. Who the heck is that guy? Dallas Cowboys, insert running back here. No big deal. 131 yards rushing on 18 carries for Dowdle. So if you had him in fantasy,
season high in rushing
pretty
yards this
pretty
year.
good game.
Yeah.
For him.
CD Lamb had 6 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. That was one of 2 touchdowns thrown by Cooper Rush. Who the heck is that? That sounds like a USFL player, man.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush. That sounds like an XFL
video game
Arena
name,
League quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You made that up on Create a Player, bro.
That's your my career.
Give me the
player
most
right
white
there.
guy Minnesota name in the history of football. Cooper Rush.
EA Sports auto-generated name.
He's just this is the guy that goes number 1 overall in your Madden rebuilds.
Yeah.
In the
When you're on year 8
draft
of your
class.
Madden rebuild,
Yeah.
this is the number 1 guy.
Yeah. That's funny.
Really a solid game though.
It was kind of a
So,
fun game.
not
I mean, it's
bad.
2 bad teams with 2 bad records, and the Bengals are always entertaining because they're going to chuck it and duck it with Joe Burrow, who got his house broken into. Did you see that? And the only way and he's with some SI model who just turned 18, and it's ooh boy, you take that oath of
she's employed by him apparently. What does that even mean?
I mean, every
Man,
chick can be
Joe.
employed by a guy, but can a guy be employed by a chick in that situation? It's I don't know. You know what I mean? Leave that up for interpretation, Murray.
That is hilarious though, because she's the one calling the cops. My house is getting broken into right now.
Right,
She
said
called
my
somebody's
house.
mom first. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is
I don't know.
weird. I
Weird
saw this on
situation.
TikTok.
It was definitely a wild
a couple
story.
hours before the show, and I got here.
Nope,
when I heard
don't
about
need
that.
the multi-million-dollar secure. We got an SI swimsuit model.
Yeah,
that's our head of security for Joe Burrow. But if you take that oath to whoever, I don't know who he, I mean, there's things that you could probably say, with what Joe Burrow did in the offseason. Did he, make a little deal with the devil? I mean, who knows?
Well, the devil has not upheld his end of the bargain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's getting screwed over by the devil.
I mean, you look at Joe Burrow's season, and it's if they have a 500 record, he's the MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if
I don't even think he had T. Higgins or Jamar Chase at the beginning of the year because of injuries, and then whatever was going on with T. Higgins and his.
Higgins was hurt. Jamar Chase, he held out, so he missed training camp. So he was all it took him kind of a little while to get going.
Yeah.
You're they were just a little off.
Yeah.
But,
and with no running game there, really. I mean, I think their running back is Zach Moss or whatever. It's I don't know.
He's hurt. Chase Brown's been really solid.
They just give him the ball.
It took Chase Brown until week 9 to actually get going and to be a part of the offense. So for the most part, no running game.
He was a rookie last year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
5th round draft pick.
Look at that, bro. He's 3,700 yards.
He's from Canada.
He's got
Chase Brown.
33 touchdowns. Those are both first in the league. And then he's got the second highest QBR this year with 74.1.
Bro, there's 4 or 5 games left for them. And he already has almost 4,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
And almost 40 touchdown passes. A 500 record. He's a walk away MVP right now.
He could easily finish with 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns.
Yeah. I hope it goes to Saquon this year for MVP, but
I do too.
I'm just tired of the court.
It's just the quarterback.
I'm just tired of it, man. I really am.
Yeah. Well, and it's always even if it is just going to quarterbacks, it usually just goes to like the quarterback
on the best
on
team.
the best team,
you know.
Yeah.
and not actually somebody that's
That's why I laughed when
Joe Burrow.
A-Rod won back-to-back. Like, you look at some of the, like, he won MVP over Tom Brady in Tampa, and Tom Brady had 4,000 yards and 45 touchdown passes. Aaron Rodgers threw 20.
And he was like 45.
And
yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers, we had
45.
Aaron Rodgers had 23. Look at that. Look at some of those stats, dude. It was like as mid as it gets, but he just didn't throw interceptions, and for whatever reason, that gets picked up. Like, oh my gosh, he doesn't. Well, he only throws the ball 15 times a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he only throws it to Devontae Adams, and he doesn't throw it in the middle of the field.
Like, I didn't think Lamar deserved to be MVP last year. His numbers are going to be better than they were last year.
Kind of with you on that.
Like,
Should have been
Derek-
CMC last year.
yeah, CMC.
Just
He
like-
could have easily given it to CMC. And
Josh
nobody
Allen
said
would
it.
have been a better pick, but then the Ravens were whatever they were, 14-3.
Yep.
Number one seed in
Number
the
one seed.
AFC. They're like, just hand it to them.
Just
Like,
hand
I
it to
think
them and they'll lose.
You could have
in the
made a
first
case
round.
for Tyreek Hill even last year.
You could have, yeah. I think
He almost got the Triple Crown. I think he got hurt
yeah.
near the end of the year, and that kind of slowed them up. But like he just barely missed it by like 100.
And I think he almost won like Offensive Player of the Year too. Over
Yeah.
and CMC got that one. You know, and then Jamar Chase going for the Triple Crown right now as well. Like, he has like some crazy stats. I just saw that he was
yeah, I'm
you know, hold on.
pulling it up here, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you've got an MVP candidate, an Offensive Player of the Year candidate, and even a Defensive Player of
Yeah,
the Year
he has-
candidate on the other side with Trey Hendrickson.
He has 1,320 receiving yards, 94 catches, and 15 touchdowns.
All
First
place.
in the NFL.
I mean, that's just
That's
just
stupid.
unreal.
Bro, almost 2,000 receive, and your team's garbage, and you have 5 games left?
What
4 games left?
this?
Yep.
I'm trying to think
It's
if
really
we've ever
backwards.
seen a team that's just this like dominant and almost unstoppable on offense be 5-8.
I think you would probably. I'm going to do a quick Google search, guys, because I want to say, like, remember a couple years back when Miami Dolphins first got like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Tua when they were first popping? Like, they had like a crazy offense, but they had like, I think they went like 6-10. And that was before it went to
That's-
17 games.
That might have, yeah.
When Tyreek Hill first signed his contract there from KC,
I think you're right.
it was like 2019 or whatever.
Because they were a
Bro, they
really
went
high
insane.
flying
Tua had like
offense,
5,000 passing yards and like almost 40 touchdowns.
but they still were really bad.
And they were like one of the
really bad.
worst teams in football. I'm going to do a quick Google search.
I want to find that one out too, actually.
Yeah,
Let's
'cause-
see.
It's
mean,
like
it's-
that now here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's
but-
looking like that.
And they don't even have a freaking practice facility, guys.
The Bengals
The
don't.
Bengals don't have a player performance center, dude. They're practicing outside in Cincinnati year round.
And, oh my god!
In the humidity in the summertime, bro, right off
Yeah,
of Lake
that's
Erie.
horrible.
Brother,
That's
what are
horrible.
we doing? Get off the wallet, Brown. The Brown family owns the freaking Bengals. You
It's
know,
kind of funny you think they own the Browns, but no.
right? And the family is descended from Paul Brown, who started the Cleveland Browns, which is how they got their name. And he also bought the the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Brown family got pushed out of the Browns, and now they own the Bengals, and it's just still a family, family run Walmart, Dollar General football team. Shout out Chicago Bears, McCaskies, the Fords with Detroit Lions forever. Like, they've been a joke,
It comes to a time you got to let somebody else make the decisions. Like, yeah, you can be the owner of the team, but why, if you don't know too much about how to rebuild a team, make a football team better, you shouldn't be the one you shouldn't be running the table at all. You can be the owner and just have the standing title while somebody else calls the shots behind the scenes and makes you look better. I think that's what a lot of these teams need to do. Like, we got Woody Johnson's son over there running the Jets. So you guys hear about that? The 17-year-old
making decisions for the dad.
It shows with the product on the field.
It really does. Well, I mean, they've looked slightly better. They can't win a game still, but they're actually getting the ball in the end zone.
New York, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, they're just gonna.
Yeah, they actually showing signs. They showed some signs of life on Sunday.
Still couldn't do it.
Well,
Still couldn't even do it.
Jimmy's on the back computer here. We're gonna do some heroes and zeros from the night. My hero, one of the heroes of the night, Cade York. Man, that guy was on his couch
I like that
for
pick.
most of the season, and then you get called up to come in for Evan McPherson, who's hurt. And where's your first game at? In Dallas, where your girlfriend works, and she doesn't just work in Dallas. She works for the Dallas Cowboys. She's Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. So she's out there on the field.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I kind of saw
watching
that.
you play. Man comes out there, goes 100% on his extra points and field goals. He was lights out, giving them another chance potentially to get rostered by a team next year.
Yeah.
After it's kind of weird. He just had like one rough week where he went 0 for 2 in Washington, and they were like, "Nope, that's it. They're like, see ya."
So the 2018 Minnesota Vikings went 6-10 with an average offensive scoring percentage. Like they would average their points per game average, was 26.5 points per game, which was third in the NFL. Kirk Cousins threw for 5,002 total yards passing with 38 touchdowns.
This was when they started 5-1, and they won
collapsed.
one game for the rest of the year.
That's right.
Yep. They missed the playoffs after starting 5-1.
And they finished 6-10. So that's probably like similar. The last similar, and the Miami Dolphins were on here, but they finished 8-9.
Okay.
So that's not too bad. You know, I want to know because the Bengals are probably going to finish like right around, I don't know, 7 wins, 7-10.
I think.
You know, and that's not, you know, and
if I had to put an educated guess out there,
what's
the rest of their
schedule?
It's the Titans, the Browns, the Broncos, the Steelers. So they might be able to win 8.
Where's that Broncos game?
That is in Cincinnati.
Ooh, that's a tough game then.
Yeah. Well, I hope somebody goes ahead and eliminates the Bengals from playoff contention just via, record and enough
5-8.
But
If they win out, man, when they finish 9-8 in the AFC, I mean, dude, you could have like 3 teams that finish 9-8 in the AFC.
I'd be hoping Levi Wallace is not on the field for that game, or Vance Joseph's going to find ways for him to be one-on-one with Jamar Chase.
One-on-one matchups with
Yeah.
T. Higgins. He was everywhere on the field. That was really confusing. Like, Broncos won the game, but man, that was just completely backwards. He was all over the field, guarding everybody, and he was very lost.
Oh man, you guys got the Chargers December 19th.
Broncos have a tough stretch coming up here. We play the Colts. I'm pretty sure
Chargers,
it's
Bengals, KC. Yeah, those are 3 teams with winning records.
These are all. It's all teams in the playoff hunt. I mean, the Chiefs have already clinched.
It really is.
But it's still the Chiefs, and they've got the dark magic,
the voodoo.
The Colts are right on their ass, so they want that spot. Chargers are battling to stay ahead of us in the wild card, and the Bengals are fighting tooth and nail to keep their season alive.
Yep.
And then dark magic again.
Dark magic, dude.
So my 0 from the game, Amani Oruwariye. Hopefully I said that right. And the Cowboys special teams coordinator.
Yeah, what are we doing,
guys?
And Bones is the man too. Like the Cowboys special teams coordinator is an icon. Like he's already in the NFL Hall of Fame as a special teams coordinator. That's how iconic he is. He's been in the league forever, dude.
Yeah. What happened? How is this guy out on the field? He doesn't know the rule. Like punts blocked, just leave it. Don't touch it.
Can't touch it.
Just don't touch it. Don't even look at it.
Right. Like punts blocked, start heading to
walking
your
off the field.
Like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover. Don't touch it, old man. Don't even look at it. Get away from it. You know what I mean? Somebody has to be yelling to the guy like kill. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Bogey, you know what I mean? Like whatever your little call is.
Who's the special teams captain out there? Like somebody's got to be making that call.
Yeah. Yep.
At the line. Just in case.
entertaining Monday
right
game
there.
just because of the two. Sometimes you get these two teams with bad records that just like
They go in battle.
carnage and chaos.
It
man.
makes it way better.
Who the heck knows? It looked like the Cowboys are going to win for kind of most of that game. I mean, you're hanging in there with the Bengals, and their defense is garbage.
Yeah.
You're going to get the ball with 2 minutes and 3 timeouts. I mean, and your kicker is one of the best kickers in football. You just need to get, like Mercury said pregame, like
20 yards.
You need to get like 20, 25 yards to make it safe.
25 yards, you get a safe field
You
goal.
get 30, you're well within range.
I think Aubrey, he might be able to kick it from 70 if the conditions were right.
In a dome.
Oh yeah, he is in the dome. So
Perfect. Like literally, what more better condition could you ask for?
Get some wind at his back, man. He could hit 70.
That guy's got an absolute rocket of a leg.
I mean, you see some of these guys like hitting 70 in pregame. You know, I mean, I think that video went viral a few years back when Justin Tucker hit that 71-yarder in pregame.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, in Baltimore outside.
Yeah, like it is always a little different when you've got people lined up in front of you.
Yeah, totally.
There's a pass rush coming.
Yeah,
they're trying to block it, but even
there's not as much time to set up and get like the perfect kick.
Yeah,
in an actual game.
Yeah,
but I mean that does make it more challenging.
Somebody's gonna go for that at some point in the NFL, and that's gonna like kicking the ball from the freaking 40-yard line. Because it's 10 yards in the end zone. So 50 to the end zone is through the back of the end zone is 60. So you'd have to kick from your own 40-yard line for a 70-yarder.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude.
They're finding guys.
That's punt territory.
That's pretty much, that's a punt. You would never think that you would be kicking a 70-yard field goal.
They're finding guys that are just getting stronger and stronger legs.
Weapons. These Aussie rules kickers, dude. That's what they do from when they're, 7, 8 years old and they're still physically built because it's sort of like rugby, So like, I mean, hey, you're built like an ox. You got a leg like a cannon. I bet Pat McAfee, if he wanted to, like, he said that he's made a 70-yarder before. Obviously in practice, whatever, just messing around, but like still, like, there's dudes who have the leg that could line up out there and just even go for it. That'd be amazing, man. That'd be crazy. So you're punting usually from the 40, trying to down somebody in the 5.
Yep.
There's a minute and 3 seconds. Talk about the demoralization if you make it.
Oh my, yeah.
You give up a 70-yard frickin', that'd be an NFL record by multiple yards.
I think somebody's gonna try to attempt it at the end of a game, or maybe at the end of at the half.
At the half, maybe not to end the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at the half, I could see it. 3, 2, 1. That play doesn't hurt you. You still have a half of football left.
I mean, geez,
that'd be fun.
Gerard Mayo ran a guy out from 68 just a week prior.
Prior, yeah.
So we're getting there.
Bring back Seabass, dude.
How those listening in? How many more seasons until we see a 70-yarder attempted in a game? Because it was Seabass. He was the last one
to try it.
And that was like 71.
That was a 71.
He wasn't far off.
He really wasn't. Like, it wasn't a horribly inaccurate kick.
I mean, I think he missed it by like 5 yards to the right, but he had the leg.
Yeah.
That
was in like the old Raiders stadium.
He was kicking off the dirt, brother. It's second base. He's kicking the ball from second base to the freaking nacho stand way out in left field. Because the field goes diagonal across the diamond. So you're kicking a ball to where they hit home runs from.
Yep.
That was nearly
That's
a home
insane,
run itself.
dude.
Seabass, the legend.
Dude, the legend out there hammered, bro.
Fat kicker, man. Fat
kicker.
Well, Jimmy, I'm interested to hear from you. Who are your heroes and zeros?
My hero of the game, dude, honestly, because like you got to deliver, you got to drive your team down. My hero for sure is definitely the two-headed monster and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I mean, I just don't think that you could like, and also shout out Zach Taylor. Like that guy, I mean, Mercury wanted to fire this guy like 4 weeks ago. I mean, this guy, dude, just gets his boys. Dude, your team is garbage. I'm watching the AFC North Hard Knocks. He gets the boys rumbling, dude.
Yeah.
he's one of these young dudes who just sort of like, he kind of has like his middle finger to the air. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, we're losing. Like, nobody's going to feel sorry for you, Joe Burrow. Oh, and he like did this like thing where he's like, you're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. Who's going to feel bad for us? Look at our division. And kind of like runs down. He's like, you think Mike Tomlin gives a crap that they want to rub your, face in it. Go
They're
play
happy
spoiler.
that we're
I'm like,
losing.
let's
Yeah.
go. They're trying to play spoiler. Like, that's the mentality that you have to have. Just go 1-0 each week and like figure it out. That's kind of my hero. The way is that combination between the coach, quarterback, and wide receiver, pretty elite. My zero, dude, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is an absolute joke.
That's who I was going to say.
To end the second half, you
That's
play
what I was
so conservative. You hand the ball off and run out the clock. You could have been aggressive and gone for a touchdown to end the second half in your last possession. No, we're going to play conservative. We're going to hand it off. Hey, let him throw the ball. What are you playing for? You're going to get fired.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Just cut loose, man.
Who cares? You know what I mean? No,
Do
we're
it
going to
for
hand it
your
off.
fans.
They hand it off. They give Joe Burrow like 18 seconds left or whatever. And they did, but it's like, bro, why'd you punt? Because they're going to kneel it out anyway.
Yeah.
To see, like,
Go for a touchdown.
Got to do it for the fans.
Throw the freaking foot. I mean, like, CeeDee Lamb didn't have a bad game. Cooper
he was
Rush,
pretty good.
he threw for under 200 yards, but like probably because you only let him throw the ball like less than 20 times.
No, he threw for 31.
He threw the ball 31 times.
He did, yeah.
Well, then maybe I don't know. Then
maybe only
because it didn't really
like,
seem like they were letting him just like rip it. It
was
was like when he did, it's like they went for. CeeDee Lamb had a pretty good game. I mean, he's getting wide open across the middle of the field.
He was wide open on that fourth down that they needed to pick up.
He was, yeah. On that slant
instead,
pass.
Cooper just sailed a pass to Jake Ferguson instead. So I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why. But still, at the same time, you could have played.
But I mean, I like you're like 5-7 now, 5-8. But you're in the NFC. Like, do you think your playoff chances are live? Like, come on,
no,
it's over. There's 3 double-digit win teams already. The 5 seed has 9 wins, and the 7 seed or the 6
Vikings and the Packers are in the wild card right now.
I know.
The
5
6
and
seed
8
has
and
9 wins.
not getting anywhere near the playoffs
No.
this year.
10-7 is going to get you the 7th seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
You're not
congratulations. 10 wins might win you the
and your
NFC
consolation
South.
prize is you're going to go play the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
Yep.
At 10-7.
Yeah.
Like the 10 wins might win you the NFC South. It's not going to get you any other. It's not getting you anywhere else in the NFC playoffs
or the West, maybe.
That too.
And this game on Sunday Night Football, boys.
Doozy.
Speaking, gonna be one of those games like tiebreaker implications.
Oh yeah,
the Rams are right there battling Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks lose, LA Rams win. They're right there in the division. Now it's a tiebreaker. And like that 6th seed, who would you rather play? Would you rather play a NFC West team or an NFC South team? I mean, I'd rather, just because of the matchup, like I'd rather play the Rams if I'm the Packers, just because we're undefeated against, Matt LaFleur is undefeated against, Sean McVay in LA. Hasn't lost. You know what I mean? So like, that's not a threat. Like for me as a Packers fan, I'm like, I don't see that game. Go to Seattle in the playoffs. 12th man, we're going to see it on prime time. Like if it's a Sunday noon game, maybe they're sleeping in, they're not as loud. They're going to be rocking up there in Seattle.
Prime time.
Historically, like the Packers have had some bad luck.
Yeah.
In Seattle.
You don't need to remind me.
Yeah.
Brandon Bostic.
Like you
can get thrown in prison for what you did in that NFC Championship game.
Packers kind of
with that onside
Seattle
kick.
As well.
We're 6-4 in our last 10. I was looking at a pregame. We're 6-4 in our last 10. Again, just heads up, doesn't matter home or away. But at the same time, man, like just a dangerous place to play with a team that is desperate for a win.
Yeah,
because they're battling in that division.
No matter how good or
the
bad,
Seahawks and Rams still end the season together. So
no matter how good or bad the Seahawks are, that place is just not always easy. So
especially
loud.
In prime time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a night game.
Forget Sunday at noon, Packers probably go in there, win by 30. Now
changes it a lot.
Changes it a little bit. We're wearing our color rush uniform, so we're wearing the all white with the yellow helmets. That'll be kind of cool. You know,
Oh, that'd be
with
sick.
the lights on, which we should have done against the Houston, Texans, but the NFL, that's a 0 right there. We're not gonna. The white pops with the lights on in a whiteout.
It does. It does.
And you have the game at noon.
Well,
that's buried and nobody even watched it.
Little off topic, but like it's the same thing with like the Penn State getting to host a playoff game. Why is that game at 10 a.m.?
Right.
All right. Like I know maybe it's not the best teams on paper, but like come on,
playoff game.
Put Penn State at night. They're gonna make it a whiteout under the lights.
And
like,
it's gonna be elite.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. Everybody loves it.
It's still gonna be a great
even
game.
if they get blown out like they've done the last 5 times they've had a whiteout in prime time. Nobody cares. I just want to see that. It's
gonna look good.
It's more entertaining. It's just what it is, But yeah, that game's dangerous on Sunday night, man. I think it could be a catalyst for the Green Bay Packers. Like our offense has awakened since the bye week. We're the number 1 offense in the NFL since our bye week. So, I mean, Jordan Love's average yards per completion is 10.9 yards per pass. 8 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2,000 freaking yards, dude. In 6 games.
Man's cooking.
Toyotathon
Jordan Love.
Toyotathon Jordan,
it's
dude,
a thing.
Is back, dude.
I'm telling you.
I think he's a young guy, like hasn't played much. This is only his 2nd year starting. Still getting his feet wet. Guys coming in. I mean, it's just a hockey line at wide receiver. Who's going to get the ball? Nobody knows. Jaden Reed, number 1 wide receiver, gets the ball 0 times against the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
inexcusable.
He had 1 target.
Inexcusable, Matt LaFleur.
Jaden Reed and Dalton Kincaid, they were saving Caveman's fantasy team.
Yeah, I got 2 zeros.
I had Jaden Reed too, so I feel your pain.
He had Jamar Chase, and still, how much did you lose by? 15?
I lost by 12. And I had Jamar Chase get 46 points.
He had Jamar Chase and
Brown
Chase
too.
Brown.
He got like 25.
Wow. Yeah.
But I had 2 zeros from Kincaid and Jaden Reed. So I still lost by 12.
Even if Jaden Reed just gets his normal.
This normal
His
day.
normal 5 catches, 60 yards, maybe a touch. The guy has 8 touchdowns still in the NFL. You know what I mean? And he hasn't gotten the ball in 5 games.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, this isn't the first game where Jaden Reed just has a goose egg on the stat line. That Chicago Bears game, he was just out there getting PT, boys.
It's a little volatile when you have like so many options.
When you got Josh Jacobs running all over, and then you got Christian Watson going for 115 yards every game. Tucker Kraft is the best tight end.
Octavian Wicks is good. Roman Dobbs,
and he's been injured the last 3 games.
Yeah, yes.
But it's really been the Josh Jacobs show. And I kind of thought that early. Where I was like, all right, we're going to get back to it. Matt LaFleur. Look at Derrick Henry when he popped off with Tennessee Titans. Who was his offensive coordinator? Matt LaFleur. I think his name was DeMarco Murray. He came from the
DeMarco Murray.
He had like 1,500, and Derrick Henry's riding the bench, buddy. And they're like, all right, well, that offensive coordinator obviously gets shit canned. He's out. Matt LaFleur's in. Derrick Henry all of a sudden becomes this phenom because he's handing the ball off to this, he's not going to nuke it. Matt LaFleur isn't. It's like, if we can run the ball and play, clock management, that's what we're going to do. But it's like, bro, at some point you have to you're holding back the reins of a Ferrari.
Yeah.
He threw 47 touchdown passes in 11 games, Jordan Love did. He went into week 12 with 9 touchdown passes. He threw 45 touchdown passes last year.
Pretty good, man.
He threw 5 in the playoffs. Why aren't we doing more of that? Where's the 5 wide receiver and running this up-tempo offense? We haven't shown any of that this year.
He's saving it. They're saving it.
Yeah, he's just saving it till the end of the year.
But that's not something that you can just open up the garage. You gotta take some
practice it.
I want to see these last 4 games sort of get into some of this more up-tempo stuff. Because when we go up-tempo, we demoralized teams last year when we went up-tempo.
Yeah.
We're trying to downset hike at 3-2-1 like we were with Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love, and it's not working.
It's true.
Okay, man, we didn't get any heroes or zeros from you. Who's your hero from Monday night?
My hero was definitely Jamar Chase. Dude, he's on 3 of my fantasy teams. Couldn't ask for anything more from the guy, really. After
the gift that keeps on giving.
They paid him, and he showed him that it was the right decision.
Boy, he still needs a contract.
Well, if they
Yeah.
don't, oh my gosh, dude.
He's
The Bengals
like
effed up. They should have paid him.
Yeah.
Like,
they
the
should have
Bengals
paid him
screwed
after
up.
his rookie year.
Oh yeah.
bro, his price is gonna
It's just gonna
shatter.
keep going up.
If he does the
records.
Triple Crown,
Yeah.
you're
They
paying
might
him
not get
$200
him
million.
back. They might not get him back if he does Triple Crown.
I'm kind
He's-
of with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you.
I mean, some team
If he doesn't get
with a
the
lot
right
of
number,
cap room is gonna just
oh yeah,
throw a bag at him.
I want to
Rest of the
say
team
that.
be
I want to
damned.
say this team. What if the New England Patriots got Jamar Chase with this young rookie quarterback
oh man,
and Drake?
Yo,
May?
that would be scary.
I mean,
That'd be diabolical.
the Patriots might be back then.
They might
Why?
be back.
Like people would be pulling their hair out. We thought they were dead. It's alive.
I mean, because they really don't got anybody
have
there.
nothing.
That's like it.
They used to have Jacoby Myers, who's crushing it for the Raiders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't even have him anymore.
I mean, I can't think of really anybody.
I mean,
on that
even
roster
still,
that's
it's like
taking up a lot.
Jacoby Myers not really like wide receiver one. That's
No,
like
yeah.
your China
He's a-
route guy.
He's a
Yeah,
great like
that's a
He's
good
gonna
point.
run
wide
zig
receiver two
options.
type option.
China route for sure.
And like the Raiders didn't even really need to get him because they already had Hunter Renfro doing that.
Totally.
So they just got two people that did the exact same thing in their receiving corps.
Plus their tight ends. You know, yeah.
The Patriots put
A lot
him
of cap room.
with Jamar Chase.
Number one team.
oh,
in cap
here we
room.
go, Kyle. Jamar to Denver.
Nah.
The Broncos don't have the cap. Russell Wilson pretty much prevented us from being able to
What's
afford
up,
him.
Amber? Shout out into the weeds.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Russell Wilson made it so that the Broncos cannot sign any other players now. He really
Yeah,
killed your guys' off seasons.
We're really going to have to find some cheaper free agents and build in the draft until his dead cap stops hurting us.
Yeah.
My zero, also Mike McCarthy, man.
Yeah.
Like he's getting fired.
He
You
looks
got to do
clueless.
it for your fans.
Yeah. You
Like,
gotta
just
do it for your
go-
fans.
Go for the gold. Go for the glory. If the Cowboys beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football, like
Yeah.
neither of them are making the playoffs. I'm just saying it now. The Bengals, you got the same record as the damn Saints. You're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't care who you got on your team. We've missed the playoffs multiple times with Drew Brees. We missed playoffs multiple times with Drew Brees and an amazing offense.
Yeah.
But if your defense stinks and you're in these shootouts, if you can score 38 points and lose, it doesn't
dude.
you're not making the playoffs.
Right.
You're not making the playoffs.
It's the Bengals have scored like 33 or more points. I think
Like in their
Seven
last 4 games.
they scored. I think
Something like-
7
I can
times
br- I
this
can bring
year,
that
and
up
they're
real
like
quick.
2 and
I have it
5
right here.
in those games.
Yeah.
Like the
And
league,
they
Yeah.
score
the
7
league
times.
on a whole is like, I think the numbers
Yeah.
updated to like 85 and 8 when a
Yeah.
team scores 30 or more points.
They
And
scored
5 of those losses are from the Bengals.
Dude, they scored 38 versus Pittsburgh and lost because their defense gave up a 40 burger. They scored 27 against the Chargers. Pretty good defense on the road. They lost 34-27. And then they scored 34 points in Baltimore and lost by 1 point because of a shank extra point.
No, they went for 2.
Oh, they went for 2.
And they got screwed. There was
I
like,
thought they missed the extra
there was
point.
like 12 penalties on that play, and the refs called none of them.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
They won 41-24.
I respect going for 2 there because like there was a lot of time left, and you give Lamar Jackson the ball back the way the Ravens are going. I have no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't have stopped them. So you got to respect them going for 2 in that situation.
And then October, dude, they've only scored 30 points or less in 4 games this season. October 27th against Philly, they scored 17. And then you got to go all the way to September 15th when they scored 25 against Kansas City. And then the first week 1 against New England, they only scored 10, obviously, and lost 16-10.
So
they
they've
have
all-
4 games where they haven't scored 30 points.
Oh my God.
Gosh, dude.
See, like
they're not making the playoffs.
Their first game
There ain't
against
no way.
Baltimore at home, they scored 38 and lost in overtime.
I don't want
did.
Zach
That's
Taylor to get
insane.
fired like you're implying, but you
You
point
put
out,
him on the hot seat, brother.
I'm just saying,
Caveman heard it. I
I know.
got witnesses.
I'm just saying, people in the Bengals organization are going to look at stuff like this.
They are.
At how all of these all this amazing offensive production, be like, how did we lose so many games?
Lou Amarulo on the hot seat.
Oh,
Defensive
definitely.
coordinator there.
And
I don't even think it's him. I think it's just the personnel, man. You can't lose 5 guys to free agency last year on defense. I know they got a couple good pass rushers, but man,
it's really Hendrickson
at every
there.
level, dude.
Yeah.
And Cam Taylor-Britt is a decent, defensive back, but he's not like a number one. He's not like a number one guy. You got to be able to draft and develop. And I did see this, like 5 of their last 7 first and second round picks were on defense. They just haven't developed those guys. They've just been busts. And it's like, you got to go and spend, but the owner's cheap as hell. So, and he's got to pay, he's got to give 10% of ownership to Jamar Chase just to keep him in Cincinnati. Probably. He already gave
make him a partial
$700 million to Joe Burrow. So it's like, man, dude, and you got to re-sign him in another 5 years.
Tough spot.
His contract was only 6 years. So he's going to be coming up right around the corner.
It does kind of feel like their Super Bowl window is basically shut.
Especially in the AFC, man.
Yeah.
Especially in the AFC. You see some of these young teams, brother, including the Denver Broncos. Pittsburgh's still fire.
Teams that got like they're
Baltimore's
solid
still good.
Oh, yeah.
On
Buffalo.
both sides of the ball. They've got guys, on all levels of the defense and on their offense. It's just
what's crazy is, dude, if you give the Cincinnati Bengals the Chicago Bears defense, they're probably only have 2 losses right now.
They might be undefeated. It's nuts.
You know what I mean, dude? And you give the Chicago Bears the Cincinnati Bengals offense, and I bet they still have a losing record. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
I would go there, yeah.
They might have a couple more extra wins, but at the same time, probably they're gonna lose in some dramatic fashion.
Well, fellas, I
Just the Bears.
did see just a little mildly interesting NFL news. Officially, the next German game will be in Berlin, so the NFL's finally made it to the capital of Germany.
There we go.
Heck yeah.
Shout out.
I think that's a good
Shout
segue into our favorite segment of the week, my top 10 teams
Let's do it.
of the week. A little reminder for anybody that's new or doesn't remember how the list works. Teams on bye can't make it to the list, and if you lose, you're not in the top 10 this week. You can try to make your way back
The
in next
Packers
week.
aren't in the top 10.
Yeah.
We were number 5, and now we're not even in. Brutal.
The Bills were number 1 last week, and they're out.
Oh yeah, they lost.
It's a
That's
savage list, man.
I like it.
It's
Cutthroat.
unforgiving.
It's cutthroat. I like it.
I do like it too.
So making a return to number 1, the Detroit Lions have returned to number 1 on the list.
Crap.
So the Packers needed to take care of business, Jimmy. They weren't able
It's
to do
all
it.
right. It's all right. We'll get
Coming
into the
down to
playoffs.
number 2, I almost thought about putting them lower, but I'm going to keep the Philadelphia Eagles at number 2. I think the Panthers are actually just better than their record now that
Oh, yeah,
they're
are.
playing better.
14
than their
points
record.
was too many points for a point spread there.
Yeah. I mean, you just you watch them, take Tampa and Kansas City down to the wire, and you're like, come on, really? You think
They're getting better.
At least they're
14.
going to make it a rock
Yeah.
fight. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're just not going to roll
Exactly.
over and die out here.
And you know what? I was thinking about it too. As a high-ranked playoff team is like Philadelphia, you're gonna go into a matchup where you're heavily favored against a team with a bad record, and they're gonna come out and give you everything they got. And to be a really great team, you're gonna have to not let that catch you off guard, and because that's the difference between being a contender and being a playoff team. Where a playoff team might drop that game, but a contending team's gonna rally and find a way to win it.
Yep.
Number
Good point.
3.
That's a very good point.
We're going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson,
Ooh,
maybe the best game manager in the league. I mean, he doesn't do too much. Makes some big throws when they need him to. Again, another really nice on the run throw he had to Pat Fryermuth.
Oh yeah.
The defense just does its thing, locks it down, dominates, scores points when they need it.
I love that Joey Porter Jr. kid in the slot, man. He's a dog, dude.
Oh,
He
yeah,
kind of plays like his old man.
He's going to be really good. Yeah.
He's a young player, 2nd round pick a couple years ago. He's really coming into his own. He's a pretty big slot DB too. You're just not going to get that free release with Porter Jr. there in the slot. He's gonna battle you.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty good.
I like watching him play
is pretty
football,
good.
man. He gets burnt, but like his recovery speed is pretty good for a slot DB. He's not an outside guy. He's way too slow. In the slot, man, he's got some shit working for him, dude. I like watching him play football.
Exactly. I mean, they just have such a good pass rush duo there with Highsmith and
it's
TJ
nasty.
Watt.
Yeah.
They're
And then
unstoppable.
the one like this ageless wonder of Cam Hayward, man, still a lot and run support, can get after the quarterback,
My age, guys.
dude. And he like
He's my age.
the thing that's great, he's
It's wild.
batting down so many balls.
I love watching that, dude. I want to see my team do that more. Like everybody's quick passing us. How about you just instead of just trying to get knock the ball
Throw
down?
your hands up.
He's one of these guys that really like adjusts his style of play with his age. Like, yeah, he like is he going to overpower an offensive lineman and get into the backfield every play? Not anymore. But you know what? He's probably not going to win a lot of blocking assignments. He's just looking to knock passes down.
And he's
And
going
then
to
when
stop the run.
When he gets favorable
Yeah.
matchups, he gets after the QB and he stands strong against the run. Pittsburgh, real solid team. Never thought I'd say this a million years, but I'm kind of rooting for him, at least against Kansas City coming up here. Not for the rest of the
Definitely.
year, but definitely
That's gonna
against the
be
Chiefs.
Huge
My
game.
number 4 team, Minnesota Vikings. Man, Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Wow, what a combination that was. Just shredded the Falcons.
That was a trio on Sunday, man.
It really
The
was,
thr-
dude.
They were killing them,
Or,
killing the Falcons.
you know what? The Flores defense, it can sometimes be exploited. If you know what you're looking at, but those guys, they got guys that are ball hawks and that just generate turnovers. I really like that Cameron Bynum too, man. He's got a nose for the football. One of the league leaders in interceptions. And just real good cover corner as well. And Metellus, that like 44 linebacker hybrid guy they got down there as well. I really like watching him play. Number 5, I'm gonna put the Seattle Seahawks here. I mean, the Seahawks, man, when they can run the football, that is a tough team to stop.
Yeah, dude.
They
And
get
now
active.
it looks like they might have unlocked a 2-headed monster with K-Walk and Zach Charbonnet. That could be dangerous for years to come. If they can just beef up that offensive line a little bit. At number 6, I'm going to put the team hot on their tail on them, the Los Angeles Rams. Wow, I mean, game of the week. Matt Stafford was slinging it. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Best, I got to give them the best wide receiver duo in the league just because they got their team winning. And, I would love to say T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but they can't put together wins. But when Puka and Cooper Kupp are going,
But Addison and Justin JJ,
giving them a
you're
run for
right
the money.
there.
Right
You're
there
right
with them.
there.
It's
Right there. with
razor
them.
It's
thin.
nip tuck. It's
razor
nip tuck.
thin. The line between first and second, right there for
Oh, yeah.
sure. My number 7 team, I'm gonna put Tampa Bay Buccaneers here,
I like
taking
that.
back first place
I like that.
in
I
the
like that.
the NFC South.
I like that.
They're looking good. Defense, not like a lot of big name guys here, and it was really struggling earlier in the year. But you gotta admit, the past few weeks they're not giving up a ton of points. They're generating turnovers, getting after the quarterback. Baker's got Mike Evans back. This Jaleel McMillan or it's Jalen McMillan.
Jalen.
Yeah,
McMillan,
he's really starting to kind of emerge. Nice rookie wide receiver out of Washington there. Cade Otton, highly underrated tight end. I don't feel like we don't bring up Cade Otton enough when you discuss some good tight ends.
He's got really great toughness. They had the first week that they didn't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He was getting the ball pretty much every play.
Oh yeah,
and he got smoked. I forget who they played. It was a primetime game for him,
it
but
was the Chiefs, wasn't it?
I think
Or-
it
might have been.
I think it was against the Chiefs. Every time Cade Otton caught the ball, the dude got smoked by a defender. Sure hands, caught it every time, and just like we were talking about before the show started about some of the toughness of his players, got up next play
Next
in
play.
the huddle. Like he had 2 catches in a row where he got absolutely
Yeah.
smashed by a defender, just defenseless trying to catch the ball at the high point, gets
Yeah.
back-to-back plays, instantly back up to his feet. He is really underrated though. I'm glad you pointed that out.
I mean, like when they had needed somebody to step up in the pass catching game, it was K-Dot. He was out there.
Yeah.
He's been rock like not just rock
Baker
solid. He's been
Mayfield,
good
man.
for them all year. And Baker, man,
Bro,
gamer, heart of a
a
lion.
freaking gamer.
No quitting that
Hate
guy.
to say it. Hate to say it because he's on the Bucks, man.
But
But
ultimate
dude,
competitor.
that's
Put
the
that guy
freaking-
on Kansas City.
The
he's,
vanilla Vic
he's,
right there.
He's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
There's
Easily.
nothing you can show me on film that says Patrick Mahomes can do things that Baker Mayfield can't do.
Especially this season because Mahomes is not playing well.
That like jump pass on the third, what Baker Mayfield does that 3 times a game.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I just want to put this
Right
on the
on.
show just to trash talk him. Because like
He won a
name
playoff game in
X-
Pittsburgh.
Ex quarterback, they're making that throw. Just literally just put a starting quarterback. Let's start naming guys. Lamar's making that throw. Herbert's making that throw.
Jalen Hurts making that throw.
Jalen Hurts is making that
Jordan
throw.
Love definitely making that
Tua,
throw.
Kyler Murray, Matthew
Josh
Stafford,
Allen,
Jordan
Josh Allen,
Love,
Bo Nix,
Josh Allen,
Bo Nix for
Jared
sure. He's a
Goff,
super athlete.
Bo Nix,
Yeah.
Drake
Caleb
May.
Williams could even-
I mean,
I don't
that's
know,
11 guys. I already named 11 people that could
Yeah.
make that a jump throw when nobody's trying to tackle you at all.
Right.
I mean, hey, put me out there. The
You
chart.
got it.
If
I don't
got-
even know why he jumped. There's nobody around you.
He threw it to a wide open guy.
He's clip
when all
farming. That's why.
Yeah, he's farming for clips.
Clip
He wants
farming.
that Chris Collinsworth glaze.
Yeah.
That's what he's looking for.
All right. Gonna go to my number 8 team. I'm putting the Miami Dolphins on there,
Do
man.
it. Yeah, there you
That
go.
team's
That's
looking,
a good team. They're
looking
scrappy, man.
dangerous. Yeah,
They're scrappy.
they
I
are.
like it.
And Tyreek Hill
Tyreek
now.
finally played like himself. Finally has as many touchdowns as he does newborn children this season.
Shout out Carrington
Cinco.
Valentine for shutting him down on
5.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
crazy.
Johnny Smith resurgence.
I like that. I like
yeah,
to see that, too.
reemergence, whatever you want to say for him there. And that defense ain't bad too. It's all out. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb there rushing the passer. Ramsey, I know he's getting a little older, but he kind of got burned a lot by Garrett Wilson. But besides that game, he was actually playing pretty well. He's been solid this season. Couple takeaways. Haven't seen him getting burned too bad. This was just a really bad game for him against Wilson. But
Yeah, when he matches up against some like real like high level speed,
I like that.
he gets kind of burnt.
Yeah, I like
but-
that Javon Holland that they got back there
Yeah,
playing
That
strong
guy's
safety
pretty good too.
or free safety, whatever he plays. But he's good too. I like that
Shout
guy.
out Clemson.
Oh,
Also, Calais Campbell, another ageless wonder
Dude,
out there.
ageless
yeah,
wonder, brother.
man.
He's like
Ageless
doing it.
wonder.
he's almost 40 and he's
Dude,
out
he
there
was
stuffing
playing
the
when
run,
I was in
batting
high
passes.
school, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been.
I
playing
definitely
football
remember him being
long
a dog
time.
when I was in high school, for sure.
Long time.
Devon J. Chan proving us all wrong. The whole profile with him all season was that can he stay healthy? He's
Weak
kind of
lower
too
body.
small. Yeah,
Lower body injuries.
Well,
Can he take tackles and hits?
and
Playing pretty good.
he's taken over that backfield. I mean, Mostert
Oh yeah.
hardly gets in there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you want somebody to catch the pass, it's HN. You want somebody
It
to
is a
run the
lot of
football,
11
it's HN.
personnel, though. 1 tight end, 1 running back, 4 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Just because, and you have to accent your web. I bet if there was another running back there, McDaniel, he might do some diabolical 2 running back stuff. But
Yeah.
I just think with the system and the wide receivers,
He likes to spread the defense.
it's
out.
literally they showed on the Thanksgiving game. It's 90% 11 personnel.
Yeah. And hey, he's kind of perfect for those personnel packages and what Mike McDaniels wants to do there. So good on him. I'm gonna go down to my number 9 team, giving it to the 49ers, and they kind of surged back in there.
That was a real bounce.
Rush
Get
into
back
Chicago
on
Bears.
track game
Yeah.
against the. It's a bye week.
Yeah.
The Bears are a joke.
Exactly.
So the Bears have no first
Cru-
half offense.
Any
dude.
team that
Crush your
plays
bye
the
week.
Bears needs to be in the top 10.
That's yeah.
Because
They're
you're
gonna
gonna
look
win.
like they're gonna look like a top 10 team.
You're like, holy crap, where was this San Francisco 49ers a whole year?
Like they're gonna
That's
make
what
your
it makes you
defense
think
look
when you watch them play
awesome.
the Bears.
They're gonna make your defense look awesome. Like their first half offense. I've never seen a team that just is non-existent in the first half
Yeah.
on the offensive
Dude,
side.
they have 1 first quarter touchdown this year.
They just don't do anything.
They
Like
have
the-
1.
the
And you
whole
got to go back
Thanksgiving
to when they
comeback.
played Jacksonville. And dude, they have no first quarter touchdowns in North America.
Going
In
all the
the
way back
nor-
to the London game.
So
against
no
Jacksonville.
first half touchdowns even in the Western Hemisphere.
Nope.
I think they have one because it was the. I got to look it up because it was like finally, dude, when they played the Lions. Remember when they played the Lions, they scored that to start the second half. That was their first touchdown. And I sent it to the group text. They scored their first touchdown in the first half in North America since the London game.
Well, they were getting shut out against the Lions on Thanksgiving. They were shut out at halftime.
Were they? Was it?
Yeah.
I'd have to.
I mean, the Bears.
It doesn't matter.
The Bears are just so bad that we're geotagging the
What am I
locations of
doing?
when they're.
What am I doing giving the Bears credit for something?
Yeah.
I need to get checked out, man. I must be sick.
We've been going for a while. We're gonna get to the number 10 team and then head to a break. Number 10, the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I gotta put them on there because they're 12-1 and clinched the AFC West. But man, I've never seen a team just look so lucky.
Just another week passes and the Chiefs win by 2 points.
And it's just
the Rams game.
It's the same script every time. I feel like with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it gets late game. Like the Chargers had a great chance there. They kicked the field goal, and then 4 minutes, the Chiefs have the ball with timeouts. The game is over.
Game's over.
They win by 2. The game's over.
Game's over, dude.
The Chargers, great game played by them on Sunday night, but that's one they should have went for the touchdown there.
Yeah.
Like, you're down either way. You can't give them the ball back with too much time because they're going to look super lucky.
At what point do you just be like, hey, man, every time you let Mahomes have the ball last, he wins, whether it be through skill or forces beyond their comprehension? It's what happens. It keeps happening. You got to do
we need to
change it up.
We need another Luigi at halftime, like to do some freaking sniper stuff to Patrick Mahomes, dude.
For real.
Just, like put super glue in his like something, you know what I mean? Like we got to get some CIA espionage. This has to end.
It's getting out of hand.
It's really like how far can the NFL push this narrative?
Well, and my thing is like, I don't even think the vast majority of NFL fans like it. Like, nobody wants to watch the Chiefs play.
Yeah, they're not a fun team to watch.
They're boring as hell, and you just hate them. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, those guys are super annoying. Their family and their girlfriends, wives, whatever, off the field
it's too much.
It's like
super annoying and causing a bunch of problems. I mean, his dad's getting DUIs.
Bingo.
His wife's
you
just
said it pre-show.
throwing.
This dude's family's horrible people.
His wife will be like throwing like drinks on people,
and she's
out
a
of the
scammer.
suite. Yeah, scamming people.
His little brother, sex offender.
Yeah,
cool.
Like, trying to force himself on waitresses. Like, get the Chiefs out of the spotlight. I'm sick of this team.
Yeah,
they're the worst. Their families are the worst. Rashid Rice's mom is stealing packages.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh
man, that was funny, dude. That was like wearing a Chiefs hoodie.
Yep.
Wearing their son's jersey.
Like wearing
Mama Rice on the back.
Yeah.
Like, oh gee, I wonder
she's
who
a
that
freaking
is.
porch pirate, and the guy got an $80 million contract.
Right. She was just doing it for the love of the game, man. That's what it was there. All right, well, hey, we're gonna head to a break. Let us know what team you hate the most in the NFL, and we'll tell you why it should be the Kansas City Chiefs. Stay with us, guys. We got a lot more sports to cover.
We got hot stuff coming back after break. We got the MLB trade deadline.
Oh yeah, draft order. So we'll be back.
A lot of people moved.
Too big, wanting to grow up way too quick, searching for spotlights since I was 6. Hello, my name is Dream Too Big. Hello, my name is way too loud. My voice can cut right through a crowd. Got made fun of for it, but who's laughing now? You're never gonna leave the ground. You can tell us all about it when you come back around. Hello, my name is Get Knocked Down. Hello, my name is Stand Back Up. Keep moving even when it gets rough. I've given so much, but I ain't giving up. Hello, my name is Stand Back Up. I know I've had my moments and I've had heartache. God is making miracles out of my mistakes. You can say I won't make it, and I can tell you that I don't really care. 'Cause hello, my name is going somewhere. Going somewhere. Yeah, Oh, it's going
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
The boys are back. The boys are live. Military Broadcast Radio. Until the final whistle, like and subscribe. Jimmy covers behind the soundboard, and Kate Man to my left, Mercury to my right. Shout out, boys. We got hot stove season, boys. We got all the MLB action come. Finally, an MLB offseason that has some big name players
Yeah.
signing contracts,
it.
getting traded, going to different teams, and it's not just the Yankees and Dodgers. There's some other teams that are getting in the mix.
And they're spending money
And they're
too.
spending money. Obviously, the big one to start off, the notable MLB offseason was the LA Dodgers spent $1 gajillion on Blake Snell for some reason with 5 Tommy John surgeries at the age of 35. Will that help him? I have absolutely no idea.
They also just got Max Fried.
They got
Spent
Max-
$218 million.
They got Max Fried.
That's true. He's a little bit younger, at least, I guess. But
The big news out of yesterday, boys: Mets sign Juan Soto for MLB record $765 million for a .218 batting average. Congratulations, New York Mets.
I
Good
literally
job.
just keep seeing people post compilations of all his errors on the Yankees.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what you're getting, Mets fans.
Yeah.
Be ready for this one. Like, honestly,
He does have a decent on base percentage, but it's a lot of walks. It's like sometimes, depending on how your offense is set up, like, yeah, New York, like when you got Aaron Judge, it's like, yeah, but now you have, Francisco Lindor, who's also old. I just don't know. Mets pitching is obviously a joke, and they lost one of their pitchers to, I believe, I want to say it was Luis Severino went to the Athletics. So even that on a 3-year, $67 million contract. So like, one of their best pitchers last year for the Mets gone, so I just don't know.
I feel like this is way too much money for a guy whose defense is kind of just, right? Like that's
totally.
just, I don't think he's necessarily a bad defender, but he's not gonna blow you away.
And what the Mets really pigeonhole themselves in is because you have I'm blanking on his name, that big bopper home run champ. He won the home run derby a couple of years back. The polar bear, Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso, yeah.
And he's your DH because he can't play defense. And it's like, and I heard people talking, they were like, oh, well, Juan Soto could also DH. And I'm like, well,
not really.
Now you have no defense in the outfield because
Yeah.
you're giving a guy $1 billion and he can't play defense. And you already have the polar bear, who's a huge defensive liability.
Right.
It's like, I just don't know. And I know the owner, he said he's going to be aggressive. He's going to do all this. And it's like, well, why would you want to be the Yankees? The Yankees haven't won anything in 20 years. The old era, the 70s and 80s are over, Bob. It's no longer the 1950s.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it unfurl for the Yankees in the World Series, where it's like, yeah, you can have all the hitting in the world, all the offense
You don't have
want.
pitching.
You don't have pitching. You don't have outfield defense.
Literally outfield defense. You lost game 2
Yeah.
because of outfield defense.
That pretty much
fifth inning debacles that
that completely
you can break down
changed
for 20 minutes.
that entire World Series. That huge debacle.
Yeah.
In that 5th inning.
They had the lead in the first 2 games and blew it in the 5th inning or
Yep.
later both times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both second half of the game choke jobs because they couldn't
Dodgers
get off
pretty much
field
just took
The 3 errands, baby.
took control of it there.
That was what earlier too. It was in full effect. The 3 errands. We were watching them lose the World Series. The Jets were falling apart earlier in September. Man, Jimmy was having a great time.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious, dude. I loved it. One of the best to me, the underrated one coming out of yesterday was, of all teams, the Toronto freaking Blue Jays signed Yimi Garcia on a 2-year, $15 million. They got 3-time Gold Glove second baseman Andres Jimenez from the Cleveland Guardians for a couple draft picks. And they still, dude, he's under contract on his rookie deal till 2028. Talking about buying low so you can sell high.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's already a 3-time Gold Glove second baseman, one of the best middle infielders in the American League, going to another American League team. Kind of different ballpark, with the outdoor in Cleveland, going to the indoor on that AstroTurf in Toronto. Going to be different there. The ball bounces very differently from that dome stadium to the end. So we're going to see there Toronto Blue Jays kind of going after it, trying to get this guy. He brings a lot of offense too, with some defense.
I mean, the Blue Jays really, they weren't even. They finished last place in their division, but it's like they just were
defense too.
Yeah, they were just in one of the best ones too. Like they would have been like
god awful.
They probably would have been like 3rd or 4th in most others, because they still won. And Baltimore still games.
Yeah, and Baltimore is still obviously in that division with the Yankees and Toronto and Boston.
Yeah.
And Boston went after and got
or not 50. They were 74 and 88 and still last place.
That's
where they were. Because you had Baltimore, you had the Yankees, you had Boston, you had Tampa Bay.
And the Boston Red Sox added, I know he's older, but they added Aroldis Chapman, who can still get after it, to their bullpen on a 1-year, $10 million contract. And the Baltimore Orioles signed one of the best defensive outfielders and a guy who gets on base a lot. I love outfielder Tyler O'Neill. He signed with the Baltimore Orioles on a 3-year, $50 million contract yesterday too. So, and he goes from Tyler O'Neill from the Giants over, to the East Coast in Baltimore. That division's tough. So it's like, man, Toronto going to get him. It's going to be an interesting division next year to see that play out, because they still have, Vlad Guerrero Jr. They still got a couple of young.
They didn't really sell a lot at the deadline.
They didn't.
I thought they were going to go.
I thought they were going to.
That's what I thought too. And now you're looking at it, you're like kind of glad they didn't. They can start building something there.
Yeah, now they can.
Might actually be kind of a scary team if they can put all the right pieces together. But you see what they got the good mold or lump of clay there.
Yeah,
just got to mold it the right way.
Ooh, we got a phone call.
Caller.
We got a caller. We're coming. Welcome to Military Broadcast Radio till the final whistle.
Morning.
What's your name? What's your purpose, brother?
Is Joel there?
Joel, I believe, is. Where is Joel, boys?
He is
believe right outside the studio. Okay, yeah, I think they were. I think they were calling to speak directly to Joel, and they got through to the phone line.
Yeah,
we'll let them know after the show for you, though. If you're still listening, we'll let them know after the show. Give you a call back.
Military Broadcast Radio's phone number is not Joel Hunt's personal phone number. PSA for all of those out there.
That is true.
Yeah. The Yankees did sign. They got desperate, I think, because they struck out with the top 2 free agents out there. So they did sign left-handed pitcher Max Fried to give that lefty-righty matchup with Garrett Cole. They signed him to an 8-year, $218 million contract pending a physical. It is the largest guarantee in baseball history for a left-handed pitcher. Interesting. Already with 4 Tommy John surgeries. So good luck. He's missed the last few years battling UCLs and shoulder issues there in Atlanta. After winning the World Series, Max Fried kind of on just an injury
on the down
trajectory. I mean, all those innings just wear on you. You go on postseason runs and you win 18 games. He won a Cy Young Award, pre-COVID, which was awesome. Congratulations. You won a World Series. Awesome stuff. After that, all those innings wear and tear on you. You're still pitching a lot. Left-handed pitcher, kind of that 3/4 delivery guy. A lot of wear and tear on that elbow. I mean, the Yankees got, I think they got desperate going after Max Fried. I saw that the Atlanta Braves offered him a contract, but it was south of $100 million. What they offered, and the Yankees gave him $100.
We have a comment coming in, Jimmy.
Yeah, Kyle. Did you guys? No, not yet, brother. Arenado did waive his no trade clause to a list of teams. He is willing to play first base to help facilitate a trade, even though he is one of the better defensive third basemen in baseball. Getting older, a little old in the tooth there to play third base. That's a young man position. So to help facilitate a trade with a big contract still, a lot of guaranteed money on that the Cardinals gave him. To help facilitate a trade, he did say that he will play first base. So if that helps out a team, I'm sure the Cardinals probably just want anything that they can get in return.
Yeah.
They gave the Rockies it's not paying dividends now for the Rockies, and we'll get to the Rockies in a second. But in 2-3 years, when Arenado is probably closer to the end of his career, the Rockies are going to play huge dividend. They got so many draft picks and 4 young players. The Colorado Rockies last year, Keith Law has one of the best, he follows all the minor league, teams' farm systems. Colorado Rockies the last 2 years in the top 5 for developmental farm system in MLB. We're going to see there, man. I mean, probably right now the Rockies are going to stink because they're just not spending money. You need to have that youth with some veterans, and the Rockies ownership just isn't going to be, even close to one of these teams that spend a lot of money. But at the same time, draft and develop, man, is the name of the game in baseball.
That's true.
And if you can draft and develop, and some of these younger guys, they had 5 of the top 23 players in baseball under 23 years of age. Some of those guys are going to be playing next year for the Colorado Rockies at the big league level. So you get that extra year of arbitration so you can control them for 5 years instead of 4 at the MLB level, keep them in the AAA so they don't start their professional contract yet, if that makes sense. So it's going to be really interesting. Arenado, one of the GOATs for Colorado Rockies since I've lived here anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's the Rockies, so don't get your hopes up. But
definitely not.
They'll spend all the money on the freaking party deck.
Yeah.
Or whatever we got up there now.
They gotta renovate the party deck.
You wanna hear this? Right-hander Luis Severino, and the Athletics are in agreement on a 3-year, $67 million contract. 3 years, $67 million. Oh my gosh, $67 million. Chump change in baseball. Actually, for the Oakland Athletics, congratulations. That is the largest contract in the history of the Oakland Athletics franchise. Good job.
Million?
Good job, Athletics. You're going after it. A team that drafts and develops well. I mean, they've had some studs come through there. For Rollins Chapman. Judge. They've had some absolute freaks come through, Oakland. Luis Severino, not one of them, kind of older in the tooth, long history in the MLB already. Probably a 9-year vet, I want to say, going on this season. $67 million. Good job, Oakland Athletics, spending the most money in the history of your franchise. And they've had a World Series MVP on that team. Shout out Jermaine Dye.
They're certainly saving money out there. Well, the draft order just recently got announced for the MLB as well.
It did.
Some teams got screwed in the lottery. Some teams
we're not gonna come on, man.
Benefited.
I'm sorry.
Man.
Even the A's, man, 11th overall.
Yeah,
that's a screw job on both of those teams.
Brutal. Rockies made it into the top 5. They got the number 4 pick. The Cardinals had what was that, like 0.82% odds?
Yep.
And somehow they
Ended
got
up
into
the
the fifth.
That's insane.
The Chicago White Sox, man, you set
Most
a record
yeah.
for losses in modern baseball history.
And they broke their own record.
Yeah.
Yep.
They set a record and then set another. And they don't even
get the 10th pick.
That
And we
should
haven't
just
had
be
a top five.
guaranteed number one
I
overall,
would think that,
dude.
but for,
Like,
you
what?
earn it by accruing points, and nobody really knows how you get points for how many ping pong balls you get. It's the biggest mystery in the world how the MLB draft works.
Yeah.
The Nationals have the number. They've just won a World Series like in recent memory.
Yeah.
They've won freaking Soto, Bryce Harper, MVPs, World Series winners.
That was their the last time they had the number one overall pick was when they picked Bryce Harper.
But they've also had. I mean, you don't get Juan Soto without having
exactly
at least a top five pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know, all their pitchers. I mean, they've had freaking Max Scherzer, Strasburg. He was a number one overall pick. You know, I mean, what is happening? White Sox can't get a top, but I already know what it is. It's the owner. He's telling MLB he doesn't want to, because that's big money you got to pay.
That's
number one overall pick. You got to pay money to get that guy. You know what I mean? And like, you know, with especially how these players can hold out and just shoot. There's ways for some of these guys can go to, like, the number one draft pick is he can go to college, so you can draft him. But if you're a clown show, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna go back to the draft, and you just lose that pick for nothing. I know it's the owner. Don't even give me a number 10, so I don't have to pay the $100 million contract on him. You know, it's just a cheap clown show organization. Reinsdorf made $30 billion off of Michael Jordan, and he's been sitting on that money ever since.
Yeah.
You could squeeze a nickel out of a Buffalo's ass before he spends money on a team.
I agree.
It's awful.
There's so many teams like that now, man. Like, they just don't spend money on players.
Make all that money off TV. I mean, Fox Sports gave MLB $30 billion over the next 10. I'm not spending money. And he owns the Bulls.
Yep.
You know, the White Sox are a freaking joke, man. I don't even care if we get sold to. I've heard rumblings like, oh, they're going to get sold to Nashville. Do it, man. Just so I can become a free agent. I've never been a sports free agent, boys. I've been loyal to the squad. I'm a sports free. Sell the freaking team.
I've
been spoiled, dude. I've really been spoiled. Other than Notre Dame, but that's college. Professional teams, man. I got no complaints, dude. I really don't.
You're a loyal fan, though. That's what I like, man. You
wouldn't go to the Cubs if the White Sox get sold?
I'd rather become a cricket fan than become a fan of the Chicago freaking Cubs. I'm not supporting that Trump-owned team. I'm not doing it. Concrete is falling from the freaking stadium. You pee in cow troughs there still.
Yep.
You have to spend $250, and you might have a seat that's behind one of those like double concrete poles because they had to reinforce the freaking stadium so it doesn't crumble. It's made from freaking Depression era concrete.
Yeah.
That stadium was
away from the Cubs.
They didn't even have night games until like modern era baseball.
Didn't have electricity?
Every MLB team, they were the first the first night game in Chicago Cubs history. Like Barry Bonds was already like a 5-time MVP. You know what I mean? We're talking super modern era baseball.
Disaster.
Like the Yankees, all these older teams, they're playing night games. You know what I mean? Like, it was very rare because back then you'd play double headers all the time.
Yeah.
You know, the season, you'd play in 145 games and your season's 2 months long. You play 2 games every single day. You know, that's just what it was way back. But you also had pitchers who threw 300. Look at freaking Bob Gibson for I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine. Bob Gibson in 1977 threw 750 innings and he gave up 3 home runs, dude. He had more hit batsmen than he gave up home runs in a 5-year span. But he used to tell people, if you get a hit on him, he would hit you. Go up, you could look at YouTube videos, 20, 30 minutes of Bob Gibson just going after guys.
Just beaming them.
Hitting them.
Beaming them. Dude, look at how many innings Nolan Ryan used to pitch in the 80s. It's not even the same game. These guys are going 4 innings on my arm. Your arm hurts because you never throw. You got to keep that arm loose, man. You know what I mean? And like the way that these players are coddled, it's really not even the same game. They used to play double headers and you're pitching both games. Like there's no, and they used to have 6-man rotations, and your 6 men in your rotation would have like only 50 innings pitched because your 1-2 guys are always throwing. You know, when I first started watching baseball, dude, there was guys who would win 25 games in a season. Guys are winning Cy Young awards with 11 wins.
That's kind of low.
You know what I mean?
That is low.
You know, but they have a good ERA and their strikeout to walk ratio. Bro, your strikeout to walk ratio is low because you're not throwing any innings. You see in the World Series, guys are throwing 4 innings and they give up a hit. You're out of there.
You're out of there.
Get on the bench.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not even so, you know, when I see pitchers get like
the game changes. I do got to ask, so like, if
okay
a guy's throwing that many times in a season, how long does he play for? Did he play for a while?
Well, I mean, I could look it up, but I mean, like, you know, Nolan Ryan threw in 3 decades. He got drafted in this. He pitched on 2 teams that folded and came back, and he's still in the MLB. He won a Cy Young in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Bob Gibson played against the Murderers Row 1950s Yankees.
Oh.
He won a World Series in 1986 with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
With Kurt Flood.
But like, are those guys, you know, like what I'm saying is like, are they outliers or is that more so the standard?
Dude. I mean, like, give me 2 seconds. Like, bro, there's so many, like, I could name like some pitchers right now that people probably have never heard of that would absolutely dominate in today's era. You know what I mean? But back then, mounds used to be higher. You know, so you get these curveball pitchers when the mound's higher, when you're coming down, you're coming more downhill, so your arm is higher. You don't have to sink your arm down low to get the action on your elbow to throw a curveball. Laces were higher, but that also makes it harder to hit. You know what I mean? Like Steve Stone, the White Sox play-by-play broadcaster, won a Cy Young in 19. He threw 5 fastballs the entire season, and he won 24 games, and his ERA was less than 1. Because his curveball was that nasty. There was pitchers who only threw 1 pitch and you knew what was good. Bob Gibson threw 1 pitch, a fastball, and he threw it 100 miles an hour every time. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's just unstoppable.
But it's when you can just keep throwing.
Yeah.
You're not going to get in. You're not resting. You know how you would lead up to that. I mean, but these guys take all this time off. Back then, those guys are going to Cuba. They're going to the Dominican Republic. You know, there was so much more baseball, you know, that they would play. So they would never, you know, have that time. So you're not going from 100 to 0 to 100 that fast, if that makes any sense.
Kind of keeping the muscles built up and just constantly trained.
Because it's a good point, because you're throwing it 100 miles an hour. You're throwing a ball 100 miles an hour. That takes a lot out of your arm.
Yeah.
Just to do it 700 times in a season or however many.
Being on a higher mound and just kind of being able to throw it down. I do always like thinking of it as like having a little bit of a gravity assist kind of help there. And maybe help help ease off.
There used to be
force on the arm.
Pitching. There used to, and there's a player in modern era who tried to simulate the same thing named Tim Lincecum. If you've ever heard of Tim Lincecum, watch some of his highlights. He was like a drop and drag type pitcher. So you would see like his knee would be dirty because he's getting so low to the ground that when he drags his back foot, when he's pushing off that rubber,
I know
your
Lincecum.
Knee is grabbing
He's
onto
pretty
that
nasty.
dirt, and you would use that leverage to get that curveball, and you'd get that slider cutter. You know, that's how pitchers used to pitch back in the day. You know, was that drop, but it's a lot of wear and tear on your arm. You know, now because that mound is so much lower, you're 100% correct. When you have that gravity assist, when your body's naturally falling forward, instead of you see these guys, it's so easy to hit now that it kind of makes it baffles my mind because there's no fundamentals because everybody's either strikeout or home run. And that's just the modern era with, you know, stats and looking for the boom or bust era. Watch some of these pitchers now that Jimmy covers it on the show. Watch some of these pitchers when there's a curveball this guy's got a cutter. This guy's got a splitter or all this action. Watch their feet on the mound. If their feet are offset, to create that like leverage when your feet are offset, when you're dragging your front foot off the front of the mound, okay, when your feet are offset, you have to at least come planted equally. But you're creating so much more leverage because when your foot's offset, it's off the angle of the mound. And you're creating that leverage coming back to get that curveball. You know what I mean? But when they're throwing a fastball, you don't need all that leverage because you're relying on arm talent. Your feet are parallel. So it's so much more easier to hit, but guys don't use that advantage because they're just looking to hit a home run anyway. They're not looking to go 280 with 105. Like the days of Ichiro Suzuki are long gone.
That's over.
He had 250 hits 3 years in a row with a 308 batting average every single one of those years. 200 plus RBI seasons. Never sniffed the MVP award. He had more throwouts than people had hits on him. You know what I mean? Like you didn't hit it to Ichiro. He threw guys out at first base on a base hit to left field or right field, because he played all three positions at one point for the Seattle Mariners. He won they set the record with 105 wins or whatever at one point, you know, where they had like the most wins in the history of baseball, and they got knocked out in the first round of the MLB playoffs to the New York Yankees.
Dang.
That's how it goes, huh? Record-breaking season, first round exit.
Because it's all pit, you know, it really is pitching and defense. You can have that one guy who gets a million hits. They had Alex frickin' Rodriguez on that team with old Ken Griffey Jr. and up and coming young Ichiro Suzuki. Is like 03 season. That team was insane. They're still hitting from that 03 year. You know, Ichiro's still around in second. That dude, he would wait on guys to try like that, go to first to third. There's a guy on first base hit to, right field. That guy coming around second base, that base hit, you go first to third. You know, the guy gets a hit. He's on first. That guy on first, trying to make his way to third. Ichiro would wait on guys to like round second to give them the look. You can make it. So, I have the ball 350 feet in right field. You're around, you're 90 feet away. And it was Barry Bonds level, like how he had a cannon for an arm. But playing in Japan, who really knows how old he was? I mean, they say he was 21. Was he really 35? Who really knows? You know, you look at him now, he looks 60. You know, he's saying he's 42. It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Are they doing some whitewash there? Who really knows? But the game is so different that like I always laugh. I'm like, how are guys, like if you got 4 Tommy John surgeries back, you got one back in the day, your career was over. And these dudes are throwing 3 times the amount of innings. Way harder. These guys aren't throwing, oh my gosh, he's throwing 105. Guys were doing that back then too. You know what I mean? It's not anything new. Just
and
more
the guy
guys.
That's in, it might be once a month. He comes in to throw 105.
Right.
Because they got to go through the rotation.
Right.
So like he's
or
not
it's
really
one
pitching.
reliever.
Yeah, it's like one reliever in
You know.
for an inning. And it's like, dude, throwing 110 or something. Like, yeah, this is the first time in 3 months we've seen him actually step on the field.
Yeah.
Like,
right. And then sometimes you're not even pitching that guy in leverage situations because he's just a walk waiting to happen. And if you walk a guy, game's over.
Yep.
It seems like. You know, because then it's a base hit, and then that guy gets on and a 3-run home run, game's over. You know, you give up a 3-run home run, your win probability is very high. Back when I started first playing baseball, if you hit a 3-run home run, that didn't hurt you. Because I'm going to get 7 hits and I'm going to score 5 runs. You get 7 guys on base through a course of a game through 7 hits, you're going to score 4 runs just like that. You know. But, you know, guys get $500 million now, Juan Soto, and still can't catch a freaking fly ball. And like, oh, this guy's awesome. It's like, is he? I don't know that. It's like, you got to convince me. You know, I mean, like the Washington Nationals replaced Bryce Harper, an MVP, with Juan Soto, a rookie, and won a World Series. So is really Bryce Harper that good?
True.
You know what I mean? And he's won an MVP with the Phillies. What have the Phillies ever done? They spend $1 billion.
Haven't really won.
You know what I mean? They haven't won anything.
Yeah.
You know, the New York Mets have gone to a World Series before, you know, the Phillies have, and they gave Bryce Harper at that time the biggest contract in MLB history.
some of these
It's
guys
just one of those
just
things,
have
dude.
good
that, like,
agents. That's
Oh yeah, they do, dude.
yeah.
you're just like,
They
wow.
can get
I mean,
them
they're
on
really
a team like
talking
that.
these guys up. But it's interesting. We'll see if it works out for the Mets, but I think it's too much money to spend on Soto.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could see some more Mets magic next year.
We'll see. We'd love to see some Mets magic, right?
Because that was an incredible
Dude,
run
Mets
from
magic,
them in
that
the
was-
playoffs. That was incredible,
Dude,
man.
that was so much fun with
lot of
those
fun.
TikToks, dude. Twitter was buzzing. I'm so happy for. I have a Twitter post. We got to get to pick 'em here in a minute,
Yeah.
but I made a Twitter post for because Frank is on Frank the Tank from Barstool. He's like on walk number 400 or whatever. He like does like these like super awesome walks throughout New York and stuff, and has like people come with him and everything like that. He's trying to like lose weight. I made a post when the Soto news broke. I said, congrats. I tagged Frank. I said, congrats, Frank. You'll be paying Juan Soto when you're on walk 5,129.
Oh,
You did it. Hashtag Mets magic. He's like on walk like 480 or whatever
That's
it was.
amazing.
And I was like, dude, you're going to be paying Juan Soto when you're like $130. You know what I mean? Like 55 years old.
He's going to be looking like me, man. He's going to
I'm telling you, dude.
it off.
I'm
He's going to
telling you.
lose all the weight.
Everybody's like, Frank, get on the Ozempic pack. And he like goes like nuts on Twitter, like, fuck you, sorry, Stoke. Don't.
Hey, that was one today. We're actually doing well.
Yeah, we're not
doing
bad.
well.
I think we're okay.
We're doing
He's
well.
watching us off today.
Yeah. Especially in MLB. Oh man, dude, I can get going, dude. Like
He's
dude,
changed, man.
Bro, like Dwight Gooden in this era, like coked up Dwight Gooden, bro. Like he threw, dude, that guy threw 9 games in a row in 1985. 9 games in a row.
That's beastly.
Literally every game for a week, he pitched.
He's doing double
No rest,
back to back,
bro. Like, and the games were like you're going up against juggernauts in the 80s, man. Like the game was not every year anybody could win it. Like now it's 4 teams. Oh, whoever spends $1 billion, insert World Series favorite here. Back then, bro, I watched the Cincinnati Reds dominate. Do you know what I mean? I literally watched the freaking San Francisco Giants win 3 World Series in 5 years. I don't know. It's just, it's not even the same game. I don't know what's happening behind closed doors, but it's obviously, I mean, the commissioner of baseball is a freaking joke. That's another,
they might
another
need
2 hour.
What do you call it?
2
Salary
hours.
cap
true,
or
man.
something.
Yeah.
But they tried that. That's the thing. Like they tried that and it definitely didn't work. It only reversed effect where the top team spent what the cap was and everybody else was like, oh, I don't got to spend any money and I'm still making $40 billion on TV. So it was actually like the reverse effect. That's how you get where we're at now. You know what I mean? That's when you had Alex Rodriguez and the New York, Yankees going back then. $250 million was a lot of money in baseball. This was 04, 03, whenever that went down. So it's like, that's when there was all the big name guys, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, all these top dudes. Like it was only one team getting those guys.
Into the Weeds podcast. Thanks
Shout
for
out.
watching.
Yep.
Morning, Amber.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get over the pick'em here in just a second.
Pick 'em.
Do want to give a quick rundown of just some things that are happening in the NBA Emirates Cup into the knockout stage. Bucks and Thunder have
Thanks
both
for that time,
advanced. We'll see what goes there. Bucks actually had a kind of intriguing game against the Magic. Thunder kind of just blew out the Mavericks. But did want to also real quickly say, even with the in-season tournament, and these are what these long season sports leagues, the problem I keep running into them with is like, especially right, like I'm watching, we're in like the heat of the NFL and college football season. You're watching all these like regular season games that have such intensity and meaning to them, and then you go and try to watch a regular season hockey or basketball game, and you're like, man, it don't even feels like a completely different thing.
These guys are still warming up.
Yeah,
the boys are still warming.
When
you go from 0 to 1, these guys don't play like. Dude, there used to be games when like they used to call it like the world tour. Like you'd see all the Bulls team, like they'd go on like worldwide tours for a month before preseason, and play other not even in Olympic years, 80s and 90s. Like all these dudes would play 2 months of basketball before preseason starts.
Yeah. Well, here we had the Olympics this year. And
True.
It's like,
and there's so many injuries, man.
Yeah, and like there's so many guys that were, like
just electric
globally, around the world because like
what
the international player pool.
Oh yeah, dude, he's about to get his freaking spot taken by Ben Mathurin, dude.
That was my favorite young player. I haven't heard his name. He's like averaging like 9 points a game.
He's horrible this year. He's horrible.
Obscurity again. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, they should have been like one of the better teams in the East.
Yeah,
like a top 3 seed contender. Oh my god.
Pacers fans, Ben Mathurin.
The Cavaliers are good without LeBron James.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, those guys all together balling out. Mobley dropped 41 the other night.
Shout out Vanderbilt.
Yeah. One guy that has been playing, man, Nikola Jokic. God, I feel so bad for this man.
Yeah, he's just do it all.
He scored 104 points in the span of 2 days.
He just does it all, man. He's just the backbone of the team.
The Nuggets something's got to change because you cannot have Jokic score a career high 56 points, take a career high in shots. 56 points, 16 boards, 8 assists, and you lose to the Washington Wizards that were on a 16-game losing streak.
Yep. We gave them their first win since October. Good one, Nuggets.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's that freaking second unit, man. They're giving away too many of their pieces in the offseason and letting too many guys go that were detrimental to winning the finals. That's a story for another day, though. I think
because
I could go and talk about the Nuggets.
A trade might need to get done, but it's like, like if you're thinking of a guy to ship off, I really wanted him to work out, but I think it's Michael Porter Jr., man. Like in a game where Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon are both hurt.
Did you see
your team? Jokic makes 3 of your team's 5 made 3-pointers, and this guy's supposed to be your 3-point specialist, and he goes 0 for 5. Like that's kind of a liability right there.
Did you see the possession? The game where we beat the Warriors by 2 points. The final, the one with this ugly yellow playing court or whatever. He has a possession in that game where he gets the ball out on the wing on a handoff. You think he's going to pull up wide open on the handoff. No, he attacks the middle, high block, does a pump fake, step through, tries to lob it to himself in double coverage, and doesn't even try to pass it. He tries to shoot it. He gets it off the glass and tries to put it up. He has 2 people on him in the paint. Jokic is standing there wide open, literally going like this. I turned the game off. I was like, this is why people
you can't watch that.
This is why people crap talk the NBA for the first 4 months. The possession ends here.
Yeah.
Michael never swing the rock Porter Jr.
Yeah,
that's his nickname.
The possession ends here.
Yeah.
I do have to apologize to you, Mercury. So the 11th best season in baseball history, Roger Clemens, 24 years in baseball. Each year he averaged 709 innings pitched for 24 years. Each season he averaged 4,672 and strikeouts for a season, 118 walks, and it's the 11th best season by a pitcher.
Okay. All right, so they're
insane, dude.
Yeah,
because Pedro Martinez is at number 9 with 6,000 strikeouts per season.
I guess those guys
and a 2.9 ERA, and he pitched 27 seasons at 805 innings per year.
Dang.
Gnarly, dude.
Oh yeah, that's gnarly.
And Pedro Martinez, 6,000 strikeouts a season, no big deal. 0 against Barry Bonds in his career.
No kidding.
Dang.
All right. Well, we got about 20 minutes left. I think it's time we get into the pick'em here.
Pick'em.
Quick update on the standings.
Kyle's winning.
He's
Don't
still
comment,
in first.
Kyle. Don't even comment.
136. I sold on. I was having a really good start, but I sold on the afternoon.
Lost sound. Oh no.
Oh no.
That might be on you. We sound good over here. I think we're.
Here, let me check. 1 sec.
We're gonna.
Okay.
play a quick video. We'll do a quick sound check, and when we come back, we will have the NFL pick'em to round out for those of us that can't.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
All right.
I think we're okay, boys.
I think we're good.
I had it on my phone.
Anybody else listening in?
Yes, man. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Uh-oh.
Look at this guy.
Let's go, babe. Yeah, so he heard us. Yeah, so we're good.
Kyle, he heard us. He knows.
Well,
thank you for letting us know.
We're just gonna. Does anybody
Thank
have
you,
any? Do you have any friends named Luigi Caveman that can do us a favor with?
No, at this
maybe
point, I wish
Dude,
I was
how have you not
Mario.
stolen your brother's phone already? So you can't make like pics or whatever, bro. What are we talking about? We can do some self-sabotaging over
That's
here.
true.
Nah,
Get
I
some
love the
CIA
competition.
espionage.
I
do like the competition.
I'm closing in on him.
We're right there.
I sold this week, Kyle.
I don't even know where I'm at. I'm awful.
My afternoon and night picks were mostly wrong, and that gave you too much of a cushion. That's not going to happen this week.
Not this
Starting
week.
on Thursday Night Football, Rams,
Good segue.
49ers.
Rams.
I got the Rams going here, man.
Rams.
Yeah, the
Plus
Rams.
2.5, plus 131 on the money line. Too good.
That team's looking unstoppable.
They've won too many games. They are 4-2 in San Francisco.
I'll say
6.
Out of the week is Patrick Taylor. Guerrero, foot injury on a short week, probably not going to be good to go. That's the guy in San Francisco. So not a great situation for the 49ers, but they're going to definitely need to run the ball to try to stay in this one and just keep Stafford, Nakua, and Cooper Kupp off the field. I almost blanked on his name. So I think Patrick, he's a good ad. Fantasy playoffs start this week.
Yes.
So if you need somebody to fill in on the flex or running back spot, Patrick's your guy. All right, Giants and the Ravens we got here. Man, what's the
if this couldn't be more
guys
obvious
thinking?
that the Giants are going to upset? No, the Ravens are just going to kick the crap out of them. Brian Daboll's
They
going to
are
get fired.
15-point favorites, minus 1,300 on the money line.
Yeah, we're going
Total is
Baltimore
43
here.
in Baltimore for sure.
Giants are
Coming off of a bye week.
tank.
Oh yeah, coming off a bye. Broncos run a
Ravens
bye
need
week,
to win. Yeah,
Yeah.
Broncos were on the bye
Nice.
as well.
Broncos,
Wait till
Colts,
week 15.
Ravens. Yeah.
It's tough
Long,
for a young quarterback.
long season to play before getting your bye. All right, man. Jacksonville versus the New York Football Jets.
That's a dog with
I'm
flea.
picking the Jets.
That's
A-Rod.
like, you go to the shelter. They say we got 2 dogs. Both of them have fleas, and you got to pick one.
Those are the only two options.
And give me the one from Florida because I'm not picking the Jets.
Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Don't let me
Caveman's out on the
down.
Jets.
Don't
I
let
am
me
not
down,
picking them.
A-Rod.
No way.
Because it's garbage.
All right. Washington versus the New Orleans Saints.
Come on, baby.
Hate
Come
to
on.
say it, man.
I
Don't.
need it. Plus 280. 7.5-point home underdogs. That's too many points for Washington.
I'm going with
They're
the
coming off a
Commanders.
bye week too. They're probably. Gonna
I'll
kick the
probably
crap out
bet
of
New
us.
Orleans, but in the pick 'em, I'm going to pick the Commanders, if that's fair.
I like that.
Yeah.
They're coming off a bye week too. I think they're probably going to kick the crap out of us. But I can't pick against the Saints.
The total, interesting, real quick, guys. The total is 43 points. The Washington Commanders are 9-4 to the over, and the New Orleans Saints are 7-5 to the over.
Oh, wow.
So
This-
this has a makings of an over game right here, man.
I mean, we
In
don't,
the
we don't
dome?
have a.
Some points could be put up here.
Yeah,
But
I just
you
don't know
gotta
who's playing
hope that one
quarterback.
of
I mean,
these
Derek
freaking-
Carr is hurt.
Yeah,
I just haven't liked what I've seen out of either Hayner or
yeah. Like,
Rattler.
they don't really
Nothing
have any the
consistent
offensive
enough.
line to even like
Yeah.
progress.
Nothing really that consistent enough where I'm like, I feel good about this guy taking the snaps for all
Yeah.
4 quarters.
Yeah.
That's what worries me there.
Yeah.
Sorry, K-Man, but
Well, I mean, we're playing an 8-5 team. Half our team is in freaking
Ow.
New Orleans hospital somewhere.
I am being getting riskier. I still have not picked a home team this week, and I'm still not going to do it. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals on the road.
You're taking the Jets, brother?
I am taking the Jets.
Oh, man. Mercury.
I'm sorry. Mac Jones is a used car salesman, not an NFL quarterback. And here he is. He's taking snaps. Honestly, Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time. He got a Mac Jones-led team, coached them to 10-6, and ended up the playoffs.
He went to the playoffs with that guy.
Yeah.
How is Bill Belichick not considered the GOAT just because of that?
That's true.
That's enough for me. Watching Mac Jones play on last Sunday against the Titans.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going with the Jets.
What game are you on, brother?
We're down the Bengals Titans.
Bengals Titans.
I'm going Bengals here.
Yeah, I got to
Joey B.
I really like Cincinnati -5 too.
And guys, call me crazy. I'm still not taking a home team. Give me the Miami Dolphins on the road, upsetting the Houston Texans.
See, I was also going to pick the Dolphins here. They need this one bad.
They do.
And Houston,
they're desperate.
faltering this year.
Kind of faltering, brother. You're not wrong.
It's that sophomore.
I'm looking for
Mercury.
Jalen Ramsey. I think matches up well against Nico Collins here because Nico's like a big physical route running type wide receiver. He's not like he's not a speed guy.
Burner. That helps.
I think Ramsey, he's big. He can just get down there and jam them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're going to have to rely a lot on the legs of Joe Mixon. Maybe Tank Dell's going to have to step up, but I just think Miami's the better team right now. Since Tua's come back from injury, they've just looked miles better than Houston, really.
I like that.
Houston hasn't been great at home. I'm like,
Miami 3-point underdogs on the road.
They've nearly choked a lot of home games to like bad teams. So
they have.
I see Miami coming in there and winning. All right. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston. I'm sorry. I can't bet against the Devil Magic. It's just not
magic.
I don't think the Browns are the
if there is a guy who could take it is Jameis Winston because the Lord will set you free.
The Lord did deliver him from pick sixes. He threw a pick last week, didn't get returned for a touchdown.
I believe in the Lord, and that's why I'm also a big fan of Jameis Winston now. And he's a Southern boy, and we're riding with Jameis Winston. +4. That's a field goal game. They're getting 4 points. Give me the Cleveland freaking Browns, dude.
Until the final whistle, boys are behind you, Jameis.
I'm going
take
Jameis
the wheel.
Winston.
Let's go.
Come on.
The Lord
Jameis
shall
take
set
the wheel.
you free, baby. This is where the tide turns. The devil's going to run into Jameis Winston.
Yep.
And the Lord's work, baby.
God's strongest soldier, Jameis Winston.
That's it.
Against the Devil Magic team.
I love it.
We got
Second
you.
loss of the season going to
I don't have anything analytical for this.
We need to get
the Chiefs should win
Jameis
this on
Winston
paper, but
on our little soundboard over here.
Yeah,
we need to get a.
He's got a
soundbite.
Billion sound bites to choose from. We'll have to have like the Jameis Winston section of the soundboard coming soon to till the final whistle. All right, Panthers hosting the Cowboys.
Panthers first time they're a favorite since 2019, boys.
Dude, give me Carolina.
Good job, dude. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him.
Give me Carolina.
Give me the Cowboys big, maybe. First time as a favorite. Probably not good. Mike McCarthy coaching for his life.
The Cowboys secondary just looking real shoddy. Bryce Young, he's been so close. I feel like if there's a team that can choke away a victory to Bryce Young, it's the Cowboys.
That's true.
I do say Rico Dowdle, he is the play of the week. If you got him.
Yeah.
Back-to-back 100-yard games. Now he's coming up against the worst rushing defense of the NFL. They give up the most fantasy points to running backs. They're giving up around 170 yards a game. Even though the Panthers, I think, are going to win this, Rico Dowdle is a great play in fantasy this week. Get him in your lineup. He could be in for his best game of the season. All right. Arizona Cardinals, New England Patriots. I'm going to go with Arizona just because they really need a win.
Yeah.
Even with
New England's not really playing for much.
Yeah.
That's the only real thing I could say.
Could play spoiler here, but it's just I think Arizona's got to get.
They got to bounce back for this NFC West.
They're still alive, and so this is a must-win game for them. All right, Tampa Bay and is going to LA to play the Chargers. The Fighting Baker Mayfield's giving him.
Gotta go.
Get
Baker,
him in there.
dude.
I
They're
believe
a hot
in
team,
Baker.
man. They're gonna. That's a team that definitely is dangerous. They're gonna be on a playoff push. I really like Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is getting 3 points. I really like the plus 135 money line odds too for Tampa Bay.
No J.K. Dobbins for the Chargers too. That really it's kind of shown affects their offense when they can't run the ball well.
Yep.
Maybe Gus Edwards
don't give
is
it
the
to
answer,
Gus
but
Edwards.
I'm like, I don't know. Gus Edwards
Kinda
trying to
slower.
run inside against Vita Vea.
They got a old Baltimore
I'm all about that.
running back room there, and
They got them both in the offseason, yeah.
Kaimi Vidal, the rookie, he
showed some
he's
okay
all right,
flashes.
yeah.
He's just a rookie though.
But
can't rely on that.
yeah, and then McConkey's he's a little banged up. Even if he's back, I think he'll still have some lingering effects from that injury.
I think this could be a defensive game. I think Tampa Bay.
It really
the
going to
total,
be a
total is pretty
slugfest.
high, 45.5 to the total.
This isn't my sit of the week, but if you got Baker in the league, I would just assess what
Stay
your other
away
quarterback
from him,
Yeah.
situation.
This
Baker
is a
has
tough matchup for Herbert too. Defensively.
yeah, both of these
Because they're going
guys.
to get after that offensive line, banged up. Joe Walt injured.
Both
They're
these
beating
guys
them
kind of
down
having
the
some
middle,
turnover problems. Not like he's had like 5 turnovers in the past 2 weeks, so it's just something you want to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I think some more turnovers in here. Fantasy wise, if you're in the playoffs, both of these QBs, if you could reassess and go with somebody else, I would probably do that. Man, we have several game of the week candidates here, including this one.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions
Great
in
game.
Detroit.
Great game.
Oh man,
Great game.
this is a doozy. I want to say Buffalo because they just lost. They need a rebound win.
Yep. Yeah, I can't pick Detroit at home. Give me Buffalo 2.5.
But I didn't go with
54.5 is the total. That's absolutely insane. But Detroit's
I'm going
defense
Bills.
is awful.
You gotta stop them. Going Bills because you gotta play defense.
Yeah,
Lions.
if there's a defense
Lions got to
I
play a
trust more,
very
it's
good
probably
game. to
Buffalo
win
a
this.
little bit. But even then, like Buffalo's defense.
they have
It's that spread with Ben Johnson, dude. I think Jahmyr Gibbs could have a big game.
definitely.
That's a start if I've ever seen one. Jahmyr Gibbs, if you got him as a flex, I'd put him in
Yeah,
RB2 this week.
Jameer Gibbs has been an RB2, maybe RB1 on some fantasy teams.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In my Navy League, he's pretty much a flex option. It's so
that
deep.
guy's like
It's so deep.
pretty much a start every
Yeah,
week.
but I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's he really done? You can kind of nitpick there with some
That's
games
true,
with,
Yeah.
especially
All right.
RB2.
I'm going Bills. The Lions got to play some defense if they want to win this
I
game.
think so. I just can't see Buffalo losing 2 back-to-back like
Yeah.
that. The Lions are due for a loss though too.
Yes,
They've been getting-
are, dude. So close. The Bears were that close. They're just
Yeah.
horrible. The Packers that
there.
close too.
Right there.
Right
I mean,
there.
they've been living on the edge
And
the
we didn't
past
even
couple
play in
weeks.
the first half.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing in that first half.
So
It's-
Buffalo kind of got shocked on the road. I think they're going to definitely
They played pretty good in that road
come
game
back
too.
and yeah,
It wasn't like
they
they
did.
played awful
it was the defense sold out, but like
Yeah,
Josh
sold out.
Allen is just playing.
through his
Out of
through
his
his
Touchdowns,
mind.
6
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Freaking Wyoming.
Well, and like
Cowboys.
here's the thing, like they don't have a very serious pass rush there in Detroit. Like Allen's going to have so much time to just run rough shot. I don't think Zadarius Smith is going to be able to get after him too much.
Oh, definitely.
All right, to the Mile High City, the Colts, the little baby Colts coming in to play the big boy horses, the Broncos.
I guess
You know,
I'll
I'm rolling
pick 'em.
with my boys, the Bo Nixes, the Fighting Bo Nixes, the Fighting Vance Josephs, whatever you want to call them.
I guess I'll pick them here.
Pat Surtain,
Let's go Broncos.
lock
baby.
it down.
It's
Bounce
a
back
very
game for the
favorable
defense here.
matchup. Oh,
I think
yeah.
so.
Very favorable matchup for you guys. at
I'm
home.
liking the progress with Riley Moss too. I'm liking with him here and there. I think he'll be good to go for this one.
And even
Fingers crossed.
Still,
Yeah.
this could be a week. Riley Moss, rest up, kid. I mean,
Yeah.
Wallace might get 2 picks off freaking AR. Like,
That's true. Well, with how much Anthony Richardson likes to throw it down the field, this Colts wide receiving room isn't bad. I mean,
They're
got
not bad.
Michael
Not
Pittman
bad
there.
at all.
Alec Pierce is a good deep threat. Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell. I would really prefer to not have Levi Wallace having to cover
on anyone.
Some of those guys. I'm just look after what I saw last Monday night and with my own eyes in person. Yeah, it was bad. So I would really rather just have Riley Moss play if he's there. Let's not leave anything to chance. The Colts are gunning for that last wild card spot there. So let's not give them anything. Another game of the week candidate here. One that's going to be a defensive slugfest. The Battle of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia.
We go with the Steelers.
Ooh, I'm going with the Eagles here. I think the Eagles take this one.
Saquon is just going to run all over him. But there's some locker room antics going on in that.
I think this is going to be a tough game.
Room
dude.
For the Eagles.
So they have one of the worst passing offenses in football this year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just
kind of weird.
Nuts. Yeah,
weird to think about with all the weapons they have. That's what I think keeps it close.
I think it's kind of what happens when you let your fans run your team.
This week.
The fans been clamoring to run the ball more. They run the ball more. Now they want to have a better passing game. You just don't wake up and do that. That's something because how defenses play in the secondary versus the front seven against the run, totally different. It's not even the same game.
If you're AJ Brown, stop being selfish. You're 10-2,
Yeah,
like
you're
11-2.
Yeah. You're gonna go
giving the ball. I'm sorry, giving the ball to Saquon Barkley works really well. Shut up. Do your job.
Never been a bad thing.
When your time comes, you'll get the ball.
Yeah.
I just go out there and do your job, man. I just don't get that.
Jalen Hurts accurate. He's gonna throw you the ball. You're gonna be able to catch it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're working with somebody that's not gonna give you a good pass.
Yeah.
I just can't.
With a good offensive line, so you're gonna have time to throw it.
Yeah.
Getting selfish like this when your team's having success.
The scenario couldn't get any better.
Right.
For him.
They're sitting pretty.
You got traded to a playoff team for a bag of chips. The Titans were a playoff team when he was on. They were like 12-5 his rookie year.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
What were the Titans doing, man?
They just blew up a really successful roster.
Yep.
Get those two guys with a decent quarterback with his defense. Now you're cooking with gasoline in an easy division.
What? Why did you
very winnable division?
Why did you trade AJ Brown to move up in the draft just to draft a wide receiver who's been a total bust?
Yeah,
boy, we'll never know.
Teams making bad decisions. Man.
That's why you're a bottom feeder. All right, getting to Sunday Night Football. We were talking about this earlier. Green Bay Packers, Seattle Seahawks.
Go Pack, go.
Jimmy, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm riding solo on this mission, boys.
I'm sorry.
The boys are letting me down,
I'm
dude.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
The boys are letting me down.
They're getting the run game going, the Seahawks, man.
Oh my gosh.
I think it might be time.
They're hot. They got a lot
We're gonna win by 30. What are we talking
They got a lot of momentum here.
We are going to throttle the Seattle Seahawks.
We'll see. Maybe we'll be eating our words.
Geno Smith is gonna throw 3 interceptions.
There is a chance at that.
I think this game's going to be more defensive than we think, too.
I think that sort of leans in the Packers' favor.
That's true. I just like the Packers.
Josh
if
Jacobs
they're trying
is no
to
slouch here, boys.
If they're trying to spread it out, I think Seattle's got a lot of speed defensively. That will help them here. Leonard Williams, I can't discredit how that guy's been playing these past few weeks. Might give Josh Jacobs some problems. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, we do run a lot of outsides, so it's like we don't really run inside.
Try to run away from them.
Yeah, we'll see though. Tucker Kraft could have 3 touchdowns this game.
I hope I'll be starting him in fantasy. So have 3 touchdowns for me, Tucker.
He's coming
in the playoffs.
He's pissed.
First week of playoffs.
All right, doubleheader on Monday night. Ooh. Minnesota versus Chicago. Vikings, that's easiest pick I've ever made in my life. And Raiders going to Vegas.
Give me Vegas, dude, just because they're the home underdog.
Falcons are horrible.
Yeah, I'm taking Vegas here too.
Kirk Cousins, 6 picks in the last 2 weeks.
Cousins
they didn't even take him out against Minnesota. They just let him embarrass himself.
And Vegas has been trying, and Atlanta just seems to keep choking.
Yeah.
So it's like if Vegas can get lucky, because they've been in dogfights, man. They're gonna fight you.
If they weren't tanking, they would be winning some of these games. because they just like don't try. Sometimes.
They want a high draft pick.
Yeah, they want that high draft.
They want shit.
Let's go Raiders. You're
Could
gonna
be a
get
tank
3
bowl.
wins though. You're gonna get 3 wins.
You're getting 3 wins.
Kirk Cousins.
Falcons are going to find a
4
way.
picks
I
or
just think the
something.
Falcons will find a way to lose this game. I don't think the Raiders are going to find a way to win it.
Check us out on Saturday for the Army-Navy game, December 14th at 1 o'clock. We are going to be at V's house for the Army-Navy stream till the final whistle. Military Broadcast Radio. We will see you next time. Baseball's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.